Alrighty, guys. Guess what time it is? Time for me to lower my mic volume, but I'm peeking. Okay. So, as some of you know, I had a whole session with this game. This game, for the longest time, was just peak for me, right? Shit. I'm trying to fiddle with the this game for the longest time was peak for me, and it still is peak for me. I mean, look at me back again. But I know that this game is hard to run for some people, and also it's just really hard to get into, but I just want to share with you guys how peak this game is. So listen, this game and all of its successors, they all have different playstyles. And the good thing about the Dragon Age franchise is that you can enter the franchise at any one of the installments. So if you see this one and you're like, this gameplay style isn't my thing, that's okay, because Dragon Age 2, Dragon Age Inquisition, and Dragon Age Veilguard, they all have different play styles. Okay? So if I ever reach Dragon Age 2 and you guys see that one and you see that it's more fast paced and it's like, oh my god, this is definitely up more my alley, then there you go. You can start with 2, you can start with Inquisition, same thing goes for Veilguard. So one thing I will say is that Dragon Age Origins definitely has the most game impacting choices. This game, a little bit of context, was made in 2009. As you can see in the bottom, it says 2009 Electronic Arts. It's from BioWare. This was a spiritual successor. So mind you, BioWare, the core foundation of BioWare, made the first Baldur's Gate and the second Baldur's Gate games. So Baldur's Gate is official D&D content and canon, and when BioWare wanted to make another dark fantasy RPG, they didn't have the rights from D&D to be able to do a third Baldur's Gate, so what they did is they made their own thing, which is Dragon Age Origins. So there's a lot of little hints and nods to D&D kind of format style of gameplay, very tabletop RPG for the first installment. For the second installment, because it's officially integrated, BioWare was officially integrated into Electronic Arts, that's when they wanted to change it up to be more fast-paced, to be more consumer-friendly, more appeasing for a broader audience, etc., etc. But that's context for the next game. All you need to know for this game is it was made in 2009. It's a spiritual successor to Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, which is ironic because Baldur's Gate 3 is a spiritual successor to Dragon Age Origins, right? They're both Dragon Age in general, because there are little Easter eggs from Dragon Age Inquisition and Dragon Age 2 in Baldur's Gate 3. At the time, Veilguard, the fourth game, had not come out, so there's no nods to that one in Baldur's Gate 3. But again, they're spiritual successors of one of each other. It's definitely love letters to D&D as a type of gameplay and as a mechanism to tell stories, right? So as you can see, I have some mods installed. These are more quality of life mods. In a second, I'm actually going to reset because I don't see DLC in here, and I'm supposed to have DLC installed. So there's going to be a brief pause in the recording, but it's going to be because I'm going to pause the recording, do that little reset, and then come back in. But yeah, basically, I'm going to consider this my canon run. I've done 3 runs, and a couple of unfinished runs, but we're not going to talk about those. I've done 3 official runs across all 3 games. One of those 3 runs I completed into the 4th game. The second run, I have not finished my Veilguard run, and the 3rd one, because I haven't finished the second one, well, I'm not touching the 3rd one yet, right? But it's on the way, and this one I definitely look forward to doing. Since I'm recording it, I'm basically forcing myself to also, like, finish this one as well. So anyway, give me just 1 second and we'll jump into the game. We're in. Let's get on into this. So we should now have, our DLCs. Here we go. We're going to start with Dragon Age Origins. Origins is the first part. Awakenings is the continuation of Origins. It's the DLC that comes with the Ultimate Edition. So let's start. Let's get into this. And so is the Golden City blackened, with each step you take in my hall. Marvel at perfection, for it is fleeting. You have brought sin to heaven, and doom upon all the worlds. Canticle of Threnodies, 8:13.
The chantry teaches us that it is the hubris of men which brought the Darkspawn into our world. The mages had sought to usurp heaven, but instead, they destroyed it. They were cast out, twisted and cursed by their own corruption. They returned as monsters, the first of the Darkspawn. They became a blight upon the lands, unstoppable and relentless. The Dwarven kingdoms were the first to fall, and from the deep roads, the Darkspawn drove at us again and again, until finally we neared annihilation. The Grey Wardens came. Men and women from every race, warriors and mages, barbarians and kings. The Grey Wardens sacrificed everything to stem the tide of darkness, and prevailed. It has been 4 centuries since that victory, and we have kept our vigil. We have watched and waited for the Darkspawn to return. But those who once called us heroes have forgotten. We are few now, and our warnings have been ignored for too long. I have seen with my own eyes what lies on the horizon. Maker, help us all.
That's my bad. I forgot completely to check subtitles were on. But hopefully the sound came through perfectly. I tried to keep quiet so as to not interrupt the audio. But anyway, yeah. Here's one of the defining factors about Dragon Age Origins. Much like in D&D, the background you select will determine which of the six distinct opening stories you play through. It also affects how characters respond to you throughout the game. So, much like D&D, your actions have consequences. But this is like the OG, like, actions have consequences game. This game, they did not plan on having a sequel to it. So because they didn't plan to have a sequel, they basically went balls to the wall crazy, right? They wanted this to be a one-shot thing, so they didn't really think about, oh, these things will have repercussions. So the mods that I have are more so to make it lore-friendly with later retcons in the game. So for example, the elves will look a lot like, not a lot, but a little bit like, Dragon Age 2, elves, the dwarves will be a little bit better looking, but that's mostly it. And I think the Kunari, I also had a mod to make them lore friendly, because Dragon Age Origins Kunaris compared to the Kunaris for the rest of the franchise look completely different. So I added something like that in, and I think the only other aesthetic kind of mod that I added is more so like hairs. Just because I don't like the hairs in this game, but I do like doing lore-friendly hair, so we're gonna do something raggedy. And on top of that, I also have a mod that tweaks the ending. So in the ending, it basically gives you like a slideshow of how, like an epilogue slideshow kind of thing, but basically it tweaks it a little bit so that when you go into the next games, the retcons they do aren't as jarring. Basically, like, the effects you have in further games, it's basically implied in this game. In this game, originally, they did like a bunch of like dramatic epilogue things, and then in the next games, those are never brought up. Or they never happen. They retcon it completely. So basically, I put in mods to fix that. And yeah, I am planning on doing Kia for this run. So the reason I'm planning on doing Kia is because that is the OG, like, fusion character we had in Discord, and she was never seen again because after Kia we had Nika. And yeah, like, she was never seen again. But she's very much well loved and lives on in our hearts. But the dilemma I'm facing is, what race are we gonna be? So we can be human, and if we're human, I already have an origin in mind. If we're elven, I also have another origin in mind. And if we're dwarf, I also have another origin in mind. So all of the origins, all of these 6 origins, they're all dope. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. But there are some of them that I prefer for a canon run. So first of all, let's read through this. This is going to be a reading playthrough. I will try to have it, like, have the reading segments at the beginning or at the end of the videos, because not everyone is ecstatic about that, but I personally like to read the codex entries after a big chunk of gameplay to wind down, instead of in the middle of gameplay when it usually pops up, right? Anyway. So, men and women in Ferelden, which is our setting within Thedas, are generally regarded as equals. Both genders are evenly represented in most organizations, noble houses, and military forces. So when they say they're generally regarded as equals, they mean that they are in most organizations, both women, men and women, are in most organizations, noble houses, and military forces. So you're not going to be limited. Like, if you want to be a noble, you're not going to be limited to being a male, basically. But that does not mean that, generally speaking, in the Dragon Age society, that they are regarded as equals. Sometimes there's a little bit of sexism. It happens. So anyway, we have the human race, the most numerous, yet the most divided of all races. Only 4 times have they ever united under a single cause, the last being centuries ago. Mind you, there's only been 4 blights, so you can guess what those 4 blights are. Religion and the chantry play a large part in human society. It distinguishes them culturally from elves and dwarves more than anything else. Humans can be warriors, rogues, or mages, and they have racial benefit of basically being pretty balanced. They're an everyman. They have 1 dexterity, 1 strength, 1 magic, and 1 cunning. So, we got humans there. Then we got elves. Once enslaved by humans, most elves have all but lost their culture, scrounging and impoverished living in the slums of human cities. Only the nomadic Dalish tribes still cling to their traditions, living by the bow and the rule of their old gods as they roam the ancient forests. Welcome to nowhere else. They can also be warriors, rogues, and mages, and they have 2 willpower and 2 magic, so they are more inclined to magic. Then we have dwarves. Rigidly bound by caste and tradition, the dwarves have been waging a losing war for generations. Trying to protect the last stronghold of their once vast underground empire from the Darkspawn, dwarves are very tough and have a high resistance to all forms of magic, thus preventing them from becoming mages. So they have 1 strength, 1 dexterity, 2 constitution, and a 10% chance to resist hostile magic. So, personally, I think that the best intro background is Dwarf Noble. Okay? Dwarf Noble has a really good, origin. After that, City Elf is pretty good, and Human Noble, they're tied. Both City Elf and Human Noble, they're both tied for the top, for second place, right? The reason why I'm not as inclined towards Magi, Dalish Elves, or Dwarven Commoner. 2 reasons. Mostly because the Magi and the Dalish Elf intro, they're at the bottom for me. Not because they're bad, they're really good, but because they are, they're not beginner user friendly. So if you're just starting in the game, you're gonna have a bigger portion of lore dump, and it's going to be way more overstimulating and just overwhelming. I know this from experience because my first 2 unfinished playthroughs of Dragon Age Origins were a human mage, right? That was my first playthrough, and I didn't finish it. My second playthrough, which I did finish, was a Dalish elf. But it was rough, right? And then I played through all the other Origins independently, not committing to a full playthrough of them, and from there I chose my second and third complete playthrough. My second playthrough, I believe I was a City Elf, and my third playthrough I was a Human Noble. So, by process of elimination, I am planning to play as a Dwarf Noble. Right? So that means that Nika is going to be a Dwarf Noble. Now, with that said, I'm still going to read the descriptions. Don't worry, I'm still going to read the descriptions. So we'll go into that. So class first, warriors. Warriors are powerful fighters, focusing on melee and ranged weapons to deal with their foes. They can withstand and deliver a great deal of punishment and have a strong understanding of tactics and strategy. Specializations for a warrior include Berserker, Templar, Champion, and Reaver. Magi. So a mage. As dangerous as it is potent, magic is a curse for those lacking the will to wield it. Malevolent spirits that wish to enter the world of the living are drawn to mages like beacons, putting the mages and everyone nearby in constant danger. Because of this, mages lead lives of isolation, locked away from the world they threaten. Specializations include Spirit Healer, Shapeshifter, Arcane Warrior, and Blood Mage. And then we got rogues. Rogues are skilled adventurers who come from all walks of life. All rogues possess some skill in picking locks and spotting traps, making them valuable assets to any party. Tactically, they are not ideal frontline fighters, but if rogues can circle around behind their targets, they can backstab to devastating effect. Rogue specializations are Ranger, Bard, Duelist, and Assassin. So, Human Noble. Born to wealth and power, second only to royalty, you find your training in both diplomacy and battle to put to the test as your brothers lead the bulk of your family's forces to war in the south. Now, mind you, based on your origin, you're gonna have a preset last name, and these preset last names are actually very important. So, human nobles. This storyline is the Kuzlin storyline. All of these origins are happening at the same time. What you're truly deciding is who Duncan, who the main man that was narrating in the intro, which origin he's going to be present in. Who Duncan is going to recruit. But all of these 6 storylines are happening at the same time, right? So Kuzlin is the human noble, right? And we got elves, right? The Dalish elf background. Proud of your role as one of the few quote-unquote true elves, you have always assumed you would spend your life with your tribe until a chance encounter with a relic of your people's past threatens to tear you away from everything you have ever known. Greetings. The last name is Mahariel. This last name doesn't actually come up until the second Dragon Age game. So, yeah. It's okay if you forget it from here. So City Elf. You have always lived under the heavy thumb of your human overlords. But when a local lord claiming his quote-unquote privilege with the bride shatters your wedding day, the simmering racial tensions explode in a rain of vengeance. Now, quick trigger warning, if you guys ever decide to play this game and you decide to play the City Elf origin as a female elf, I mean, even if you play as a male elf, but like, if you play as a female elf, you need specific trigger warning. There is like mentions of kidnapping and rape. While you yourself are not affected by the rape, you are affected by the kidnapping. As well as racial discrimination, right? But if you play as the male elf, you won't be kidnapped, but you will have your bride kidnapped. The same thing will happen, just not to you personally, right? The Magi background. Wielding a power as dangerous as it is potent, you know that magic is a curse for those lacking the will to control it. You anxiously await your harrowing, the one chance to prove yourself against the demons lurking without and within. Succeed or be slaughtered by the knights who ward against your kind. So there you go. Dwarves. So the Dwarven commoner, born casteless in a land where rank is everything, bound as the lackey and thug of a local crime lord, you have spent your life invisible until chance thrusts you into the spotlight, where you can finally prove whether you will be defined by your actions or your birth. That's the commoner. And then Noble, which is the one we'll be going for. As the favored child of the Dwarven king, you proudly take up your first military command, only to learn that the deadly intrigues of family and sycophants may pose a greater danger than even the battlefield. I realize now that I did not mention the the last name. So the city elf last name is Tabris. The magi last name for elves is Surana. But more importantly, the human last name is Amel. Now, Amel and Mahariel, which is the Dalish elf, those last names won't be as important until the second game. But don't worry about remembering that, because I will remind you if we get there, right? Now, Dwarven Commoner, their last name is Broska. Broska is also a very important last name that will show up in this game, but it will also show up in, not this game, sorry. Well, yeah, it will show up in this game, but we'll be playing this Dwarven Noble, so they'll be referenced. But in later games, they're also an important last name to remember. And now, Dwarven Nobles, this one will be the Aeducan last name. Now, here's my dilemma. I said I would play as Kia, but thinking about it now, should I play as Kia or should I play as a male dwarf noble? I'm between a rock and a hard place right now, because in my mind, I'm thinking, who are we gonna romance? It's either, listen, I love all of the romances in this game. They're all really, really good. Even if like you don't romance them, the platonic relationships are all chef's kiss. But I'm thinking about repercussions in the future, you know what I mean? So I think we could play as a male dwarf, right? Needs to be a warrior, I feel like. And if we play as a female dwarf, it would be a rogue. Fuck, I'm gonna roll for this. I have my dice here set up for whenever I'm indecisive. So even is female, uneven, odd is male. Okay, that's a 2, so we're staying with female. Okay, we're gonna make Nika. So, actually, before I continue, I need to get the subtitles. Give me a second. Okay, I'm back. So,
Greetings.
Let's see. We're gonna make Nika. Ooh, there's the mods. We're not gonna do any, like, special... No, let me see if they have, like, brown eyes. No, I feel like these are all, like... Oh, blind. That would be dope. We're gonna do... No, presets. Let's do this one. Why not? Avatar. Don't ask me why that's an option. I don't know. Okay. We're not being Avatar. Already done makeup. Okay, sure. I need to pull up a picture of Nika. I have her here in the chat, actually. Yep. Oh, she has green eyes. And here I am thinking she did not have green eyes. That's fine then, because we can do... It'll make my life easier, actually. We can do this one. And then all we have to do is, like, tweak that eye color. Where's the eye color? Eyes. Eye color. Let me see. Yeah, see? Except no. Oh. That doesn't... there you go. That one looks greener. Blue. Hey, that's green. Okay, we'll stick with this one. So, we're not doing blush. Could do lip. In the boom intensity. Okay. We already have like eyeshadow in the skin complexion thing, so we're keeping that. Yeah. We definitely need a tattoo. We live in the Dwarven society, and so why the fuck not, right? That one's dope. I like this one the best. And then what we can do is we tweak the color a little bit. If I could do, okay, I think, yeah, the second one is definitely white. So if we could do white and then tone it down a little bit, it'll look like it's faded, because obviously face tattoo is gonna fade. Let me just brighten up the hair color so I can actually see the hair. Oh god, no. We're doing something nothing too extravagant, you know? We're not going extravagant, guys. I mean, we are technically a noble. So, not technically, we are a noble. I feel like it would take me out if I go too extravagant, you know? If I'm too out there, it would take me out of it. See, cause okay. Okay, so she has wavy hair. You know what? I could definitely skip this. I could definitely pause the recording and not have you guys be like ashamed of me. No, but not have you guys be tuned into the. See, this one's fine. That braid is fine. I'm gonna leave it on that one. She has dark brown hair. Her eyebrows are very bushy. So we can go with this one, and I vote this one. And then we'll make it match her hair color. I feel like that's a good eye shade, right? I think that one's the best eye shade. Her eye size is a little smaller though. The spacing, the eye height, eye color is already done. Brow depth. Brow height. Like that. And then nose. I feel like her nose is pretty good. The only thing I would tweak, let me see. The only thing I would tweak is probably like the bridge, right? I think the bridge. Fuck, wrong. Trying to get a side angle. Yeah. The bridge isn't as slopey. Wait. Let me see what other ones are actually, because if the preset will make my life easier, then I'll let it like make my life easier. Yeah, because then all I have to do is like tweak the tip. Nostril. There we go. And there you go. And then the mouth, there's not much options for this, but we can make do. Because she's got luscious lips. She's got luscious lips, and I feel like we're already halfway there with that. Yeah, see? All we gotta do is make it a little less wide, and that's it. Jaws and cheeks, she does have. I feel like her cheeks are already halfway there. Maybe a little bit. Yeah, a little bit more. And then cheekbone high is pretty good. The only thing I would tweak is like her face length. She does have a longer face, which probably means I should her mouth and her nose. There you go. In terms of profile, that's fine. Neck and ears, I'm not gonna worry too much about it. I will slim down the neck because I want it to look like okay. You know, don't want her neck to be bulkier than her face, if that makes sense. Anyway, let's tweak her profile picture. Actually, there you go. Perfect. I'm kidding, but that yes. Maybe I'm not kidding. Maybe that is the perfect, like yup. Um, um, we're gonna make it's not gonna you're not gonna be able to notice it. That's fine.
I have lost concentration. How do you do? Greetings. Greetings. Charmed. Greetings. Oh, my spell! Charmed. Greetings. I cannot cast it! Greetings. Oh, that didn't work. How do you do? Oops. Where's my head? Greetings. No, it is gone. Excuse me. I need some other attack. Greetings. Oh, my weapon does nothing.
It's like between experienced and violent for her voice. This obviously isn't gonna impact dialogue because it's gonna be us me reading it out, but yeah, I'm between experienced and violent. Let's go experienced. So this is gonna be Kia Adukin. Alright guys, let's jump into it. Oh wait, no, not yet. I got too ahead of myself. So she's gonna be a rogue, which means we need dexterity, cunning, and I'd say willpower, because willpower is stamina or mana if you're a mage. So dexterity and cunning. Dexterity, willpower, and cunning. Sounds about right. And then we can either be coercion, trap making, improve combat, or combat tactics. I'd say coercion. Yeah, let's do coercion. And then rogue points, we can do lockpicking, stealth. I feel like she's a dual weapon. Archery in Origins isn't as good as in later games, so I always focus on dual weapon fighting for my rogues. Unless it's Liliana or Nathaniel. I tend to give them the archer stuff. Okay, we're noble, so we wouldn't be lockpickers just yet. Let's do stealth. And we can do weapons training, dual weapon training. We're gonna play, let's go hard. Hard mode, because I'm used to easy mode and normal mode by this point, and I played hard mode with my evil run.
Beneath the Frostback Mountains sits Orzammar, the larger of two known remaining Dwarven cities in the world. Orzammar was once the seat of a major empire connected by tunnels called Deep Roads, which stretched thousands of miles. The city now stands alone, cut off from the rest of the Dwarven ancestral lands by the Darkspawn incursion. Secure in Orzammar's impregnable construction, the Dwarven Noble houses continue their centuries-old power struggles. Assassination and blackmail are commonplace, but the appearance of honor is paramount. You are the second child of King Endrin of House Iduken, the 9th Iduken ruler elected by the Noble Assembly. You grew up in a world rife with political intrigue and have struggled against brothers and cousins for honor and prestige. Today, a feast celebrates your first military commission, the opening move towards real power in the ever-changing game of Dwarven politics.
Greetings, my lady. You are dressed and ready. Excellent. I couldn't find the armor's matching dagger, but I scrounged up a rather fancy longsword. Do you wish to wear your shield to the noble's feast?
I'm a rogue, but I'm better say it.
You sure that's all you want me to do to you?
We have a fling with our bodyguard. Let's say no. You, my friend, are ridiculous.
One can't take all this marching about and speech-making too seriously. Moving on to the business at hand. The king expects you to make an appearance at the feast, but there's no rush. The noble family heads will spend hours boring your father with petitions and petty grievances.
What should one do in the meantime? What sort of grievances?
The usual. This lord had my cousin killed, this lord seduced my wife, this lord did the exact thing I'd planned to do to him, but he did it first. They pose and bluster, and each pretends he is the honorable man in a den of thieves and assassins. Bah. The rest is worth seeing, though. As part of the celebrations, permits have been auctioned off to members of the merchant caste who wish to sell wares in the Diamond Quarter. Lord Harrowmont has also opened up the provings for young warriors to test their mettle before tomorrow's battle. Rumor has it that Harrowmont hopes you'll be swept off your feet if a well-placed young nobleman wins the provings in your honor.
Perhaps I'll go win the proving myself.
Win the proving in your own honor? That would be most interesting. Shall we then?
See these merchants first.
With you as always, my lady. The day is ours until the feast.
Okay, so we have tactical view, but we also have first-person point of view, which is great. I have a bit of a UI mod, which allows me to do this. Thank you. But I may also tweak it so I can do a double stack. So I don't have. Okay, we're gonna be forced to have a shield then for now. We're currently paused. Yeah. We're doing tutorial. Okay, there we go. Now, pressing tab, by the way, in case you guys decide to play this game, pressing tab highlights all interactable items and peoples. So, let's loot my vanity.
Right.
Look at, oops, I didn't want to pause. Oh, that's tutorial. Okay, hold on. There we go. Can you leave me alone now? Thank you. Okay, thank you. Chesticles.
Let's get started.
Give me that. Bust of King Endrin. Okay. So let me do a second loadout. Oh no, this is better. There we go. Nice. Okay. We're gonna explore the palace, and then we'll dive into codex entries. There's a book.
Ancestors watch over you, my lady.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello.
I am at congratulations on being named commander, my lady.
Ooh, I'm commander.
On it.
Okay, I have a card key for that one. How dare they lock me out? Ooh.
Oh.
How dare they lock me out of my own palace? Just waltz on into my brother's quarters real quick. Letter from Rika. I'll say Dukin, Shield of Orzammar. Open this real quick. Thank you for that dagger, dear brother. Let me just steal from you. Two. Okay, hi, mistress.
I'm sorry. I thought you were Prince Balin coming down the hall. Forgive me.
So she has a brand on her face. It's different from our brand. That brand means that she's casteless. So she doesn't work for merchants, blacksmith, anything like that. Casteless tend to be like families of criminals. So yeah. Who are you?
She's, it seems she's one of your brother Balin's newest, companions. Prince Balin is attending the feast being held in Lady Iduken's honor.
Yes, of course. It was presumptuous of me to think that he would return to... I am sorry. I will show myself out. With your leave, my lady.
Go or stay. I don't care. You may go. Gorham, tell her she may take her leave of me. What kind of noble am I gonna be? I feel like I'm the middle child. I'm neither the oldest nor the youngest. I would probably be more easygoing. Does that make sense? But I wouldn't be forgiving either. I would be easygoing but not forgiving. Let's do that. Go or stay, I don't care.
Thank you. I will go now.
Hey. My brother has been hosting companions. That is the exit, I think. So let's look this way first. Oh. That was in fact not the exit. Hold on. Return! We're turning back! Get me through! Get me through!
Good day, Lady Iduken.
Man, it was all for
No sign of
nothing.
trouble here.
I needed a key this entire time. Friggin' what's his face? Gorham, you didn't tell me? Motherfucker. Let's just go through here first. This requires a key. Yep. Oh, it's the kitchen. Right, I don't want to do that first. I mean, let me see.
You sure you want to go to the feast
No.
now? I doubt we can escape to see the provings once we're inside.
You're right, let's go see the provings first.
Can't wait to see who's fighting today.
Yeah, I wanted to see if I could go in without activating that main quest, but nope. Nope. Okay, so before we leave, quick codex entry moment. We got the culture and history. The city of Orzammar. The dwarves are lauded for their craftsmanship, and the city of Orzammar is one of their finest works. Orzammar lies at the heart of the Frostback Mountains, deep underground. The city arcs outward from the royal palace, which is built around a natural lava vent, continually fountaining liquid rock, which both lights and heats the entire cavern. The topmost tier of Orzammar is home to the noble caste, that's where we are, with their palaces spanning out in both directions from the court of the king, as well as the Shaperate, which serves as a repository for all dwarven knowledge. The lower tier is the commons, where the merchant caste holds sway, and where the finest works of Orzammar's craftsmen are for sale. In the center of the river of lava, connected to the commons by the causeway are the Proving Grounds, a sacred arena where the dwarves by ancient tradition settle their disputes. On one side of the fiery river are the ruins of old dwarven palaces fallen into disrepair, which the locals call Dusttown, now home to the city's castles. On the other side of the river are the Deep Roads, which once joined the sprawling dwarven empire together, but now, after centuries of darkspawn incursions, are largely sealed off. Nearly all knowledge of this network of underground passages has been lost, even to its builders. From In Pursuit of Knowledge, The Travels of a Chantry Scholar by Brother Genitivi. One of my favorite things about Dragon Age is that the codex entries are not absolute truths. They are truths based on perspective of the people that live here, you know? So Brother Genitivi is an actual person in Dragon Age, you know? And he is like a chantry, like, monk, and he went on these travels to see all these cultures, but then again, he is a human being, so his perspective on all cultures is skewed by his perspective of being raised and living in human societies, right? So that's one of my favorite things, and this is something that you see, most of the codex entries are by Brother Genitivi. This is something you see that he himself even mentions in codex entries. That's one of my favorite things about Dragon Age. So, House Aeducan, the Shield of Orzammar. The Assembly has never named a paragon with so little disagreement as there was for Paragon Aeducan. No naysayers, only a single abstention. His worthiness was unquestionable, his favor with the ancestors clear, but family rumors say that the man himself was deeply troubled, prone to fits of melancholy and self-doubt, never satisfied with his great achievement in protecting Orzammar. He died cursing that he had not managed to save the outlying Thaigs. Before he rose to Paragon, he was of little note. The memories tell us that he never entered a single proving, never sought to elevate his place among the warrior caste. He spent most of his years prior to the First Blight fighting skirmishes in the deep roads, keeping them free from surface bandits, content to live quietly with his wife and daughters. When the Blight began, it caught Orzammar in the midst of a vicious inter-house war. Most of the warrior caste was caught up in the feuding, for as word of attacks poured in, each great house demanded that the army be sent to defend their Thaig, and no house would agree to sacrifice their own holdings for the safety of any others. The assembly was so utterly tied up with the infighting that the darkspawn spread, unchecked, to the gates of Orzammar herself. In the chaos, Aeducan grudgingly took command of the armies. He enlisted the aid of the mining caste to collapse overrun passages, called upon the smith caste to supply them with arms, and bypassed the assembly and the nobles entirely. With his leadership, Orzammar was saved from annihilation. For his insubordination, he was made paragon. Yet, he always considered it a defeat. From A History of Aeducan, Paragon, King, and Peacemaker by scholar Gertek. Orzammar politics. As dangerous as it is to mistake a dwarf's caste, it is far more deadly to mistake his alliance among the noble houses of Orzammar. Everyone in the city is allied with someone, whether by blood or by word. The nobles do not engage directly in commerce themselves, as that is the domain of the merchant caste, but they do serve as patrons. They invest in shops or in artisans' work, and in turn reap a share of the profits as well as a measure of the credit. Merchants and warriors alike benefit from the service of a prestigious patron. The relative power of each house is ever-changing. It is usually safe to assume that whichever noble house holds the throne is at the top of the heap, but below that things grow into a tangled mess. Houses ally with one another by marriage. They earn rank and prestige when combatants loyal to them or from their own bloodlines win provings. They earn it when artisans they patronize become sought after or well regarded, or when the merchants they invest in become successful. The degrees of power that these achievements confer is so murky, even to the dwarves, that it isn't unusual for nobles to challenge each another to provings over whose smith forges better belt buckles, or whose servants have the best manners. Nor is it out of the ordinary to find two merchants arguing over whose noble patron has won the most acclaim, for the rank of the patron is the rank of the client. Nowhere is this more apparent than in the assembly, where the Deshirs, representatives of each noble house, meet. So there you go, there's a definition. If you didn't know what Deshirs meant, it means that they're representatives of each noble house. And the representative of each noble house meet in the assembly, which, at the end of the day, they are the ones that decide the paragons and who the ancestors have in their favor. This decides kings, this decides like smiths, this decides basically if you want to change from one caste to another, you have to do something extraordinary that would grant you that change in caste, and that change in caste is only decided by the assembly. You either do it that way or you're born into it. That's something that is explained in another codex entry, but there you go, I explained it. Although the king technically rules Orzammar, kings are elected by the assembly, and so each king must work constantly to maintain the support of the Deshirs. Kings who prove unpopular find their heirs deemed unacceptable to inherit the throne. Power then passes to another house. That's an example of it. This one is an excerpt from Brother Jenna TV. Dwarven faith. So here's what we're gonna discuss. What's the ancestors? We are the children of the stone. She supports us, shelters us, offers us the most priceless gifts of the earth. The worthy return of her to her embrace is death, becoming ancestors. The unworthy are cast out, unable to rest, that their failings may not weaken the stone. So it has been since the earliest memories. We live by the stone, guided by the ancestors, who speak with the voice of the provings, and whose memories the Shaperate keeps forever in lyrium. We do not accept the empty promises of heaven, as the wild elves do, or vie for the favor of absent gods, which is what humans do. Instead, we follow in the the elves also do this, by the way, because the elven gods are also absent. Instead, we follow in the footsteps of our paragons, the greatest of our ancestors, warriors, craftsmen, leaders, the greatest examples of lives spent in service to our fellow dwarves. Our paragons joined with the stone in life, and now stand watch at our gate, ushering in those surfacers privileged to visit our city. We know there is no greater honor to hope for, no better reward for an exceptional life, as told by Shaper Sibor. Orzammar History, Chapter 1. The memories tell us that our kingdom once reached far beneath the mountain, and that the Thaigs were almost beyond counting. Kal Sharok was the capital then, home to all the noble houses, and Orzammar was simply the home of the miner and smith castes. That's very important, actually, for later installments. It was the Tevinter Imperium, first mentioned, take a shot, Tevinter Imperium that things changed. Paragon Garal moved the seat of power to Orzammar to more closely oversee the trade that began with the surface. It seemed that our people were entering a new age of prosperity. And then the Fire Nation attacked. No, I'm kidding. The memories hold no explanation for the coming of the Darkspawn, only questions. At first, there were rumors, noises in the deep roads, a lost traveler here and there. The warrior caste sent men to patrol the roads, and thought the matter settled. We did not know that while we searched for them, they were engaged in a search of their own. Sleeping deep in the stone itself was the archdemon. They found him and awakened them, and the blight, the first blight, began. The darkspawn poured out of the deep roads like smoke then, and like smoke then, and the warrior caste struggled to hold them back. Countless Thaigs were lost in that first blight, but as ever, in the worst moments of our need, a paragon arose. Paragon Aeducan led the defenses of Orzammar, and the Dark Horde was beaten back. The cost of victory, however, was great. Much of the deep roads were sealed to hold back the darkspawn, cutting off Thaigs and even whole cities forever. So Orzammar is a kingdom as told by Shaper Sibor. That's chapter 1. We'll probably get the rest of the chapters throughout this introduction. King Endrin Aeducan, this is our father. Denial of the traditions of our people does not qualify as a political technicality. Endrin of House Aeducan traces his ancestry back to the Paragon Aeducan, the greatest warrior of Orzammar's history, who beat back the Darkspawn hordes in the First Blight. The second son of King Angzar Aeducan, he became heir after his eldest brother died in approving. The most respected king in 4 generations, he restored contact with Kalsharok, the only other remaining city of the once vast Dwarven Empire, which had been lost during the First Blight. Kalsharok, mind you, so Ferelden in the map of Dragon Age is in the south of Thedas. Thedas is the continent, right? It's not the world, it's the continent. Don't get it twisted. South of Thedas is Ferelden, right? To the left of Ferelden is Orlais. You will hear of Orlais, but we will never see Orlais until Inquisition. To the north of Orlais, we have Nevarra, we have, it's literally Nevarra above Orlais, and then above Orlais, we have, above Nevarra, we have, upper left, we have the Tevinter Imperium, then next to that we have Rivain, and then, and then, to the left of Tevinter and Nevarra, we have the Anderfels. And of course, Rivain is at the coast. Rivain is coastal. And Tevinter also takes up a little bit of the coast. And then Ferelden is also coastal. And then across from Ferelden, you cross a river, and you get to, I'm trying to remember. It's the setting of Dragon Age 2. Kirkwall. You get to Kirkwall. So Kirkwall is a smaller kingdom. I don't even remember what, it's not a kingdom, it's a territory, but I don't even remember what kingdom it's part of. Anderfels, by the way, is where the First Blight began, and beneath the Anderfels is where Kalsharok is, right? All of this to say that Kalsharok is where the Anderfels and Nevarra meet. So yeah, it's a pretty big continent, and we don't know what is outside of the continent. We've heard rumors. This is something that is briefly mentioned in these games, in certain codex entries. It's hinted at that there's more, but and that it's that they may be the big bad if there ever is a 5th game. There's also, off the coast of Tevinter, there's an island. I'm trying to remember the name. It'll be mentioned later on. But that island is the Kunari, territory settlement. So the Kunari came from the other continent that's not Thedas. They came from another continent, fleeing something, and then they came face to face with the Tevinter Imperium, and their never-ending, 400-year war started, and they basically stole the island from Tevinter. They settled, they colonized that island, and they are very much a warrior powerhouse. They are very powerful, but they have decided to keep the war at a stalemate. That tells you already how strong the Kunari are if they can decide to keep a war at a stalemate. They can decide that. Bro, if they can decide that with that kind of manpower, what the fuck were they fleeing? That's always... I freaking love this lore, man. Anyway, notes. A letter from Rika, which we got from our brother Balin's room. My dearest Prince Balin, you are too kind to me. I am a small and insignificant thing, and I do not deserve your attention, but your willingness to tolerate my presence shows you to be a prince among men. Girl, hold yourself at a higher esteem. I cannot thank you enough for the beautiful necklace you presented to me. I will cherish it always, and I promise I will wear it at our next meeting. I know my gratitude means nothing to you, but I must say it again. Thank you. I will always be humble. I will always be your humble and devoted servant. Yours truly, Rika. So, I get it, you want a sugar daddy, but, hold yourself at a higher esteem, please. You're not a worthless thing. And then the rest is just control tutorials. Okay. So that's Codex entry. I'm sorry, I love to ramble. I can't help it. I freaking love this game. Anyway.
Your father has allowed the merchants to show their wares in the Diamond Quarter during these celebrations.
So I can't go this way. Forced to go this way.
I can work this out reasonably. It's in the records. There's nothing I can do. Please, Master Volney. My work is accredited by the Shaper.
These books are lies written by the enemies of House Volney.
I write only what I find in the ancient records. Lady Iduken, you can vouch for my work, can't you? Your father loved my History of Iduken, Paragon King, Peacemaker.
Oh, this is Shaper Cervic. What's the name? Cervic? I can't remember. I literally just said it in the Codex entries. He's the one that wrote it. Bro, I greatly enjoyed that book as well.
This worm has written a book that slanders my house.
What does it say?
It doesn't matter. It's all lies.
What exactly has he written?
He says that Volney, the paragon who founded my house, known throughout the world as the greatest of men, was a fraud.
Not precisely. When the Assembly names a paragon, that man or woman is then, by definition, everything one can aspire to be in the world. They form their own noble houses and are revered as living ancestors. But paragons start off as men.
Volney was more than a man.
Get to the point. Why is he angry?
Volney became a paragon by the narrowest margin in history. One vote. A vote mired in rumors of intimidation, intrigue, and outright bribery. The records of that vote are kept in the Shaperate and are a matter of fact. Not liking history doesn't make it any less true.
Okay, as I said, we're gonna be a pretty easygoing, but just noble, right? At least for now, for what point we are in the story. We're gonna be more justice inclined, but easygoing, right? However, we need to keep in mind, I'm role-playing right now. What does justice mean in a paragon, like in a dwarven society? Justice is inclined towards benefiting the class system. So paragons are at the top of the food chain, second only to nobles, like the and then after that it's like the rest of the assembly, like representative of the noble houses, and it keeps going all the way down, and then at the bottom of the food chain, not even considered part of the food chain, they are pushed aside all the time, is the casteless, right? So yes, the truth is very important. Me, Kiara, I agree, I would go with number 1. However, role-playing as Nika in this society, I'd have to say that true or false, the Paragon's reputation must be protected.
Exactly. Just because it happened doesn't mean it's the truth, old man. Your Highness, allow me to kill this worm for his disrespect.
No. That's not, we're not gonna do that. No, I trust he's learned his lesson here.
You would have me write lies? Just to appease some idea about honor?
Just be careful which truths you tell. There's a reason why there's the shape writ, where it's like, where they keep all of the memories, all of the truths. But then, you don't have to be publicly shouting that. It's something you can look up in your own time. Like, in your book, just plant some intrigue. Like, hint at intrigue. Say that the vote was divided by 1. Like, the difference was 1 vote, right? But then don't imply anything like about bribery or anything like that. Just make it a little bit intriguing. Like, wow, like it was made by 1 vote, and only the shaper know, about what was the defining decision by that 1 vote. Like, say it like that. Like, guide people to look it up at the shaper it, but aside from that, don't outright say it. It's because that's gonna get you killed, bro. Just be careful which truths you tell.
Perhaps I could emphasize Volney's perseverance over great odds.
Would that satisfy you, Lord Volney?
He should be killed, but I bow to House Idukin's fabled mercy.
I'll kill you. I'll kill you. You kill him, I kill you. That's how it goes.
Ah, my friend. Enjoying the festivities so far?
Quite.
Richard?
The finest in home
In the
decorations!
Darkspawn burrows?
Who hasn't?
Did you see those noble hunters? Shameful.
No blood.
50 silvers for such a small bolt of cloth? That's outrageous. You certainly have some gall, merchant.
But my lord, these are surface silks, dyed with the finest saffron and indigo and embroidered by skilled elven tradesmen. I've seen Prince Balin Idukin himself wearing a robe made of something quite similar.
So I pay your exorbitant price, only to end up looking like a poor imitation of Prince Balin. You'll get no coin from me.
But that's not what I meant, my lord. My lord! My Lady Idukin, you honor me by visiting my humble booth. May I show you my wares?
Sure.
Please, look as you will.
Something, because I feel bad for this guy, you know what I mean? But also, what the hell am I gonna do with this? Aside from wearing it. I'll get the glamour charm. That's the cheapest thing here, right? No, the green stone is the cheapest thing here. Let's buy that. There you go. Coins for you.
Nothing beats a good set of steel cutlery.
Okay.
Atrasvala, big sister. How surprising to run into you out among the common folk. Especially since duty requires that you attend our King Father at the feast today. Have you so little respect for him to disregard his wishes on a day set aside for you?
Lord Harrowmont told me we wouldn't be needed for hours at least.
Silence! If I want the opinion of my sibling's second, I will ask for it.
Yes, Your Highness.
Yeah. So, oldest brother and younger brother Balin. Balin's not gonna do shit. I go where I want, when I want.
Your lack of a sense of duty to your house is obvious. I can't imagine why you are receiving a commission. I expect after tomorrow I'll spend much time apologizing to the heads of the noble houses for the deaths of their children under your incompetent command.
Fuck you.
It's a bit harsh, isn't it, Trian?
As heir to the throne, it is my duty to impart wisdom and judgment upon those who need it. Now then, you, get to the feast.
Kiss my ass. It's cute how you think you can order me around.
I'd advise you to watch that tongue, dear sibling. Father will not live forever. Come, Balin.
That was fun. Nothing like being talked down to by the next king.
Ignore him. It's my day, not his.
That it is. Let's get back to enjoying it, shall we?
So, I just had an idea, and I think it's because I realized that I made a small brain fart when I was equipping my shit. So, 9... I think this one goes here. 10. Yeah, I knew it. We can have this one, and then... and then we can wear this as well. Cool. Now, Gorham, you benefit from shield bash and shit. So, is it restricted to me? No, it's not. So, I'll take the longbow, thank you. And Gorham, this one's actually better. You can take the royal shield. There you go. And then you can also take the heavy mail, because why not? Cool! Armor mission.
This piece, darling. It rivals even the work of the Paragon Smith herself.
Nonsense, woman. Your words bring shame upon our house. See how the edges are rough and pitted? Would you compare this to Bronca's work? Trust a woman to speak of things she doesn't understand. Be quiet now and pray the ancestors deliver Bronca back safely.
Damn.
My Lady Iduken, nothing here rivals your amazing Iduken armor, but if you wish something made...
You know very well House Iduken has its own royal armorers.
Of course. Forgive me.
Tell me about your pieces.
Your Highness's legendary prowess is matched only by your kindness.
Tell me about the armor you make.
I buy only the finest iron ore, and personally oversee the armor's crafting by the most skillful of the smith caste.
Fascinating, thank you.
Of course. The honor was all mine.
That one.
I doubt he's up to the task. I'm not going down that road again. Would that Sir Blackstone were a noble, Stand up straight. They're coming.
Greetings, my lady. May I say you look striking today. Is this your paramour? He wears both his vambraces, unmarried and eligible.
I'm flattered, ladies, but I'm not a noble. I'm a knight of the warrior caste.
Warrior caste isn't bad.
Telly, we didn't pay gold for these permits to take warrior caste.
I guess you're right. Sorry, sir.
Why does it matter if you're a noble, Gorham?
They're noble hunters, my lady. Because a man takes his caste from his father, they hope to bear a noble lord's son. If a noble hunter succeeds, she is raised up to join the house as a concubine to care for her son. It brings new swords to a house, so many nobles look favorably on such women.
We could certainly use more deacon swords.
Then perhaps you'd tell your brothers to come say hello?
Ellie, mind your manners.
Sure, I'll mention it.
My lady is kind and generous beyond her duty.
Barrel. Take that.
My lady.
Ah! Tell me about your family, Gorn.
Not much that you don't already know. My father's father was a great hero of the Deep Roads excursions and raised the family to the top of the warrior caste. He was even nominated to join the assembly and found a noble house, but the honor was in the nomination. He wasn't afforded a single vote. My father served your father for many years, and now I serve you.
Are you excited about the battle tomorrow?
Yes, I yearn to face the Darkspawn and prove my worth as your second.
Will be spectacular.
May the stones support us, and the ancestors look down with pride.
We should get going.
As you will.
Okay. Loot. Loot. Nice. Ooh. Okay, hold on. Do I get... No, I do not. Let's do that one, because it'll look... it won't fatigue me as much. Merchant?
Invest in the next great trade expedition.
Merchant?
Greetings, my lady Idukan. I am so honored to have you visit my booth. I have a proposition, but I dared not approach.
Yet you dare now.
You have something to say it quickly.
Yes, just so. Here's the thing. What I mean to say is...
It's alright.
Sorry. So nervous. I had a dagger made, for you, as a gift for your first command. Sent a messenger to deliver the dagger to you. Prince Trian had him thrown out. I don't know what offense he caused, but I had him beaten severely.
Damn.
Here it is, your highness.
That's an amazing piece, merchant.
You do me much honor, sir. The blade has been crafted over a period of 2 years by masters of every art. I wish to bless the lady's first command and hope that someday, when she rules, she will wear it.
Trian is heir. He will rule when King Endrin returns to the stone.
If the assembly wills it. Forgive me, sir, but whispers say the second child of Endrin will be chosen.
Whispers indeed. It's a princely gift. If Trian recognizes it, though, it may send the wrong message. Or the right one, depending on your view.
Damn what Trian thinks. I'll take it.
Thank you. You bring uncountable honor to me.
What he means is that you'll bring uncountable gold to him if you wear that piece in public.
Why not? Ooh. Yes. Hell yeah.
Only the freshest food for your noble table.
Oh, Lady Idukan, here, in my booth. I am so...
He's fainted. You make quite the impression these days. Is it hard to be the king's child, never able to just blend in?
Perhaps.
It's the price of power, I suppose. Shall we move along?
Yes, please.
You are a treasure of House Hadouken, my lady. Most exotic wares in Orzammar.
We've looked around.
My lady, are you heading to the proving arena?
Yes.
We have been charged with the task of escorting you to the proving grounds.
I clean forgot about that. Forgive me, I should have informed you sooner. The king decided you were not to travel through the commons unguarded.
What? Why?
I did mention the merchants that won permits to show their goods in the Diamond Quarter. There were only so many permits auctioned off, and quite a few were turned away. Your father fears you will be harassed on the way to the proving.
This is silly, but I will comply.
Will we be leaving then?
Yep.
We are at your command.
Oh yeah. Proving time, people. Okay.
Your Highness, it is an honor to have you here. Have you come to watch these brave warriors do battle in your honor?
I've come to fight.
Your Highness, this proving is in your honor.
Then honor her by doing as she says. Lady Iduken will fight in this proving.
I will honor today's warriors by testing their skills.
Of course, it is well within your rights. Men and women of Orzammar, we have a late entry to these provings, held on the eve of battle for the honor of House Iduken. I give you the Lady Iduken herself! Are you ready for your first match?
Ready, eager, hungry.
Then let us begin! This is a glory proving, fought under the watchful eyes of the paragons of Orzammar, for the honor of House Iduken. Lady Iduken will fight Alair Bimo, youngest son of Lord Bimo.
You honor me with this match.
The honor is mine.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight!
Okay. We're gonna do a 2. Okay, and then sidestep him. Backstab. Oh!
Is it just me, or do you actually think you have a chance?
Nice.
The winner is Lady Iduken.
As if there was a doubt. This is meant to be hard mode, folks! I mean, we're still in tutorial area, so it's... I mean, I could always turn it up to nightmare mode. No. I know I'm gonna cry if I do it in nightmare mode.
Alair Bimo is no slouch with that hammer. Are you ready for your next opponent?
Yes. Who is my next opponent?
Adal Helmi, another female warrior and a tenacious fighter.
Good. It'll be an interesting fight.
Excellent. Let us go. This is a glory proving, fought under the watchful eyes of the paragons of Orzammar, for the honor of House Iduken. Lady Iduken will fight Adal Helmi, eldest daughter of Lady Helmi.
You are my inspiration, Your Highness, and to all of us who follow your example and live by the sword.
Thank you. Be proud of getting this far. Will I say that in a mean way, or will I say that in a honorable way? Let's hope for an honorable way.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight!
Okay, lock in. Taser. Sidestepper. Backstabber. There you go. I'm a rogue. This is what rogues do. Unfortunately, I don't have points in poison. Otherwise, I'd be poisoning her right now as well. But it's fine. Look at me. Full health. Full health, there was no doubt in my win.
That was a crowd pleaser. I can't remember the last time we had 2 female warriors of such skill. Sir Blackstone is your next opponent. Are you ready to face him?
What can you tell me about Sir Blackstone?
One of the best of the warrior caste. He achieved glory in close combat assault in the deep roads.
Alright, I'm ready to fight.
Then let us begin. This is a glory proving, fought under the watchful eyes of the paragons of Orzammar, for the honor of House Iduken. Lady Iduken will fight Sir Blackstone, Deep Road squad leader of the warrior caste.
This is your education, child. Try to learn as you bleed.
Good luck to you.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight!
Alright. Lock in. Okay. Sidestep. Get him. Ah, you bitch. You missed.
Stay still.
So funny.
The winner is Lady
Brother knocked me down and then swung his axe on top of me. I might just raise it to nightmare mode. Okay. We'll see how this goes.
Well done. You have proven that even the best of the warrior caste cannot match a noble Iduken. Franlin Ivo is your final opponent. He too has had many victories today. Are you ready to face him, or will you rest first?
Rest is for the weak. What can you tell me about Franlin Ivo?
He is a decorated fighter who prefers unusual weapons and rarely fights with the same techniques twice.
House Ivo is relatively inconsequential, but Franlin may change that. He's expected to take a full command of his own soon.
Well, let me fight him.
Very good. This is a glory proving, fought under the watchful eyes of the paragons of Orzammar, for the honor of House Iduken. It is down to just 2 warriors, with backbones of stone and wills of iron. They have defeated all others this day. Lady Iduken will fight Franlin Ivo, second son of Lord Ivo.
You fight well. I wish you glory today and glory tomorrow.
May you be a stone.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. The victor is champion. Fight!
Okay. We're in nightmare mode, and this is a boss. Wish me luck.
Coming for you!
Momentary strike and kill.
Take that!
Oh god. Fuck. Attack him. Get him. Miss Ma'am.
Sisters guide my arm.
Miss Ma'am. Get him. Okay.
Time for some fun.
Okay. Okay. Switching to nightmare mode may have been a mistake, but it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. I just need to do a little bit of a ring around a rosy, do dirty fighting, step behind him, stop missing,
I need some help.
heal. Okay.
I'm bleeding.
There you go.
The winner is Lady Iduken.
We got it.
Congratulations. Franlin Ivo is as fierce a competitor as I've ever seen. You vanquished every warrior of note in today's proving. The ceremonial helm, commissioned by your father for today's winner, is yours.
So I could either wear it or send it to Franlin Iva. I'll wear it. I'll wear it proudly.
Your glory honors every warrior here.
Good showing there, my lady. Your opponents will be licking their wounds all eve.
Nice. Let's get out of here.
My lady? Your wish is our command.
Okay, guys. Let's head back to our house. Actually, I should probably sell some things, right?
My lady, you honor me, Your Highness.
I don't need this many, like, daggers and shit. Ooh, helmet. So it's back to you, actually. Okay, you won't let me sell it to you. Wear that. Nice. I don't get a bonus from having a complete outfit. Okay. I have a mod, so it hides my helmets. So you're not going to see it here, but you will see it on my character screen sheet. Going back home before we continue. Let's read the codex entries that we got. Life in Orzammar. The dwarves of Orzammar are quite unlike those found in most human cities, although Orzammar derives its vast wealth from trade with human kingdoms. All dwarves who come to the surface to trade are stripped of their position in society. Dwarven merchants are so ubiquitous in human cities that many people labor under the impression that all dwarves are merchants, or that their whole race worships coin and trade. But these surface dwarves are atypical creatures, the ones willing to give up all their ties to their kin and sacrifice their rank in order to conduct business. Below ground, the dwarves are a people obsessed with honor, their own and that of their family. Most nobles incorporate chainmail even into formal gowns because slights and insults often turn deadly. They are people who revere excellence and strive to achieve it in all things. Even members of the servant caste have been elevated to paragons, usually posthumously, in recognition of remarkable service. By Brother Genetivi. The Proving. Valus Atreides. In the 23rd year of the reign of King Ragnan a Dugan, an old man of the servant caste was accused of stealing a sapphire ring from his employer, Lord Dace. The servant was stripped of his position, he and his family thrown to the streets, and soon after the servant died. The son of the disgraced servant challenged Lord Dace to a proving, declaring that his father had been victim of a cruel injustice and the ancestors would bear him witness. Lord Dace had no choice but to accept. On the sacred stone of the proving ground, the nobleman faced the servant boy. Lord Dace carried a sword crafted for his own hand and was clad in his great-grandfather's armor. The servant boy had neither armor nor weapon. When the battle began, the boy fought like a whole pack of angry deepstalkers, flinging himself upon the startled lord, wrenching the sword from his hand, and prying at his armor with bare fingers. The boy knocked Lord Dace to the ground, and beat him until the lord begged for mercy. The boy and his family were reinstated to their place in the Dace household, and the virtue of the boy's father was not questioned again. The ancestors had spoken, and no one would question their word. Shaper Vortag. As told by Shaper Vortag. Interesting. Alrighty, guys. let's head into the feast.
Look, the Grey Wardens are here. The raid tomorrow must be more than a standard mission. The Wardens only go where the Darkspawn are the greatest threat.
Let's talk to people.
Many thanks for your willingness to hear me out, my lady. I wish to speak to you of a matter most urgent.
Of course, Lord Dace. Speaking of Lord Dace, damn.
There is a vote coming before the Assembly next week. And a word from you could go a long way towards helping our cause.
What cause?
The vote concerns the status of the so-called surface caste. Lost to the stone, air-touched, and so forth. Centuries ago, narrow-minded men declared that any dwarf who left to live on the surface forfeited his caste, and his house if noble. That he was, in essence, no longer a dwarf. I seek only to remedy an injustice, to retie the bonds of anyone who can trace himself to one of the noble houses wherever he may live. Please, agree to speak for this noble cause.
Why are you so interested in this particular cause?
Those on the surface are our lifeline. They facilitate trade with the surface. They're honorable and, let's be honest. I don't care a whit for those who have wandered from the stone. My wife, however, is a gem of a different color. She has a cousin, a useless sort, but she's quite fond of him. He joined a speculative venture to the surface, hoping to make his fortune, and went bust. Now he wishes to come home, but he cannot, for he has no house and would be casteless. For my wife's sake, I take up his cause. Will you lend me your voice?
What do you need me to do?
When your father presents you to the noble houses, I will ask for your opinion on the matter. You have merely to say that you feel our surface brothers should be returned their noble rights. What could be more simple?
Lady Helmi.
Your mother would melt the stone if she knew what you just did.
How dare you speak to me that way?
Show you are to be respected, and I will no longer speak to you as a child. Lord Dace is playing you false. Go ahead, be his puppet. Your first command will be marked by every major house turning their back on you.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
If you are to play in the games of the Assembly, make sure you know the motivations of the players. Last spring, a guild from the Merchant caste invested heavily in an expedition with a guild from the surface. Lord Dace backed the Merchant Guild, pouring a great deal of money into the venture. The expedition was a disaster.
Lord Dace. So this is Lord Dace's play to recover his losses.
Clever child. Lord Dace lost a great deal of money and prestige. The Surface Guild has no way to repay the investment, but it does have several leading members who are descended from noble houses. House Helmi, Bimo, Dukin.
If the surface dwellers return to their noble houses...
You begin to see the whole picture. Your house and mine would be forced to pay the surfacers' kin debts. It would be a great victory for Lord Dace.
Seems I need to have a talk with Lord Dace.
If you call his bluff, then you lose your chance to turn the tables. Let him think he has you. Smile and nod, and when he asks his question, tell him that the so-called surface caste are right where they belong. That should take Lord Dace down a peg or two.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Remember this when my house needs your assistance.
Alright. So, Duncan.
Greetings, my lady Idukan. It is an honor to meet you at last.
At last? Have you been waiting for me?
Not as such, but your father never misses a chance to boast of your skill and bravery. He says you may be the quickest fighter in all of House Idukan.
My father does me great honor.
I have no doubt it is deserved. We need more Grey Wardens like you, and quickly. Even as the Darkspawn weaken here in Orzammar, they are stirring on the surface. A blight has begun. Soon the fight must go beyond the deep roads, lest the Darkspawn threaten all the world.
For the sake of this video, I'll say 2. I do not know as much as I should about the Grey Wardens.
You know of our dedication to destroying the Darkspawn, our frontline presence during a blight. What else would you know?
Are there many of my people in the Grey Wardens?
Over the centuries, many dwarves have made names for themselves in our order. These days, however, there are fewer dwarves and thus even fewer Dwarven Grey Wardens. A pity, since Dwarven warriors have the most experience fighting Darkspawn.
Could I join the Grey Wardens and still stay in Orzammar?
I'm afraid not. Grey Wardens go where they're needed most. Right now, that is on the surface at the ruins of Ostagar, where the Human King gathers his armies to face the Blight.
What does joining entail?
Being a Grey Warden means abandoning all ties to your old life. It means dedicating yourself to destroying the Darkspawn.
I'm an Aeducan. Orzammar needs me here.
Then it is a good thing that you have other paths before you. Some are not so lucky. I wish you luck in the deep roads tomorrow. Show the Darkspawn the might of your people.
Hell yeah, Duncan. Ooh, I kind of want to confront Lord Ronos. Whatever his name is. But I will hold my tongue. For anything else, I need to have my look around, my little looting moment. Take this lock.
Right, as you wish.
Get that.
This should be easy enough.
Nice. Nice, nice, nice.
Let's get started. On it.
Ooh, cool.
As you wish.
Nice. Okay. Let's go back. And we'll continue the main plot by speaking to our father. Father, I wish to have a chat.
No sign of trouble here. My king, please reconsider. The trade contracts alone could bring great prosperity to our houses.
Will we really turn our back on our brothers and a potential fortune in cheap labor because of a political technicality?
Denial of the traditions of our people does not qualify as a political technicality. There is more to life than monetary gains, my lords Bimo and Mino. The Assembly of Kal Shirak will respect the rule of Orzammar, or they will rot and die alone, surrounded by enemies.
Yes, my king.
But look, we have company to spare us further wrangling. Atrast Vala, my sweet daughter. How fine you look in your grandmother's armor. I hear you were declared champion of the Provings. I suppose you were never one to sit by when something exciting was going on. Are you ready to be presented to the heads of the noble houses? So dutiful. Very well, let us begin. Lords, ladies, grant me a moment of your time. We are here today so I may present to you my second eldest child, blessed by the stone and born of the blood that ran in the veins of the Paragon Aeducan. Who would pose a question to the prospective commander? Who seeks to know the prospect better?
I have a question. I seek to know the prospect better.
Lord Dace, head of House Dace, speak.
Lords, ladies, my question concerns the plight of our wayward kin, the so-called service caste. What does the Commander Prospect think is the proper place for these lost souls?
They should be respected, but no more.
Are you satisfied, Lord Dace? Do you feel you have learned something about the prospect?
Yes, my king.
Then if there are no other challenges, I give you Orzamar's next commander. Tomorrow, our newest commander will lead part of a mission to strike a great blow to the Darkspawn. Not only does this recover access to some of our most important mines, but it also allows our honored guest Duncan, head of Ferelden's Grey Wardens, to strike far into the deep roads.
Thank you, King Endrin. While the Darkspawn seem to withdraw, it is only because they are massing on the surface. This could mean a blight, and my men and I will discover the truth.
We are honored to have you with us, my friend. Now, feast, drink, and celebrate, for the morning brings battle! As for you, my new commander, find your brother Trian and send him to me. He may be watching the provings, or getting some rest in his rooms.
What do you want with Trian?
Don't question everything. Just go for the ancestors' sake.
Damn, got kicked out of my own party by my own father.
Quickly, find Trian and send him to me.
May the ancestors grant us victory against the Darkspawn.
If it isn't our newest commander, congratulations, Your Highness.
Your father is very proud of you. Congratulations.
Good luck to you tomorrow.
See what this guy has to say.
I suppose you're proud of yourself.
Very.
That is the way the games of the Assembly are played. Next time, I will think more of you. If you'll excuse me, my lady.
Get pwned, brother. Get absolutely ganged up on. And shit on. And not... Okay, not... I was gonna say, not in a... I don't even know what I was gonna say, bro. Let's forget that I started that sentence. I was probably gonna say something like not in a way that he'd enjoy, but there's no way you can enjoy that. And I don't want to acknowledge that there's people who might, you know. Ooh, loot. Look at that. Stealing your junk, Trian, because you were a little shit to me, and I deserve it. But yeah.
So you are a commander now, in name at least. Wait, what's that you're wearing? That dagger?
A gift you were supposed to tell me about.
I told that man not to presume to bribe House Idukan. If your favor is bought so cheaply, it is your own shame. You should be attending our father at today's feast, not gossiping with second-rate smiths.
Balin, how was your day?
Interesting. I would have been at the feast, but Trian had need of me.
The world does not stop and start with your meager achievements. Not even tonight. Now, do you have some purpose in bothering us?
Father's worried you're too much of an ass to be prince.
You push your luck. Balin, get to bed. We have a big day tomorrow. I will see what our father wishes from his heir.
All day I've put up with that. He can really grate on the nerves.
Well, he's our oldest brother. Suppose it's his right. No, I agree. That gets on the nerves.
And what I'm going to tell you next won't make you any more fond of him.
Sounds serious.
Unfortunately, I am. Trian has begun to move against you. I never thought his much proclaimed honor would allow him to actually act on his jealousy. Big sister, Trian is going to try to kill you.
Let's see. I don't know.
I overheard him giving orders to some of his men, and I was shocked. Then it began to make sense. Trian's decided you're a threat to his taking the throne. Maybe he's right.
This is insane. I refuse to discuss
You are
this.
as noble and stubborn as ever. After Trian kills you, I suppose I will be the heir.
That's not how I would wish it. Enjoy your command tomorrow. I fear it will be short-lived.
Come, my lady. The hour grows late, and you need your rest.
I may sleep with my sword tonight.
And I will be right outside the door. May the paragons smile down on us.
Treon and his men will clear the way for the Grey Wardens to descend into the easternmost caverns. Those caverns are still infested by the worst of the Darkspawn. We cannot risk our own troops in there.
Understood, Lord Haramond. We should be able to sense the Darkspawn and avoid them once the way is open.
May the paragons favor you, and the stone catch you if you fall.
Come, men! Glory awaits!
Balin, you and your men will second the king, clearing the main road.
Don't you think it looks a little cowardly to allow these humans to take our place where the fighting is thickest?
Are you questioning the battle plan?
Of course not. I'm sure your caution is for the glory of us all.
Enough, Balin. Take your men and make ready. Haramond and I need to have words with your sibling.
Good luck, my sister.
Your father has a special mission for you.
In the eastern deep roads, there is a secret door carved into the stone.
The door leads to a Taig, abandoned long ago by your ancestors. The Darkspawn have made it impossible to reach.
My father believed that the shield of the paragon Aidukan remains in that Taig, under the stones of the central room. Reclaim the shield, and glory will be yours.
To glory.
We've sent 2 scouts ahead to make sure the tunnels are cleared. But be careful. One of the scouts will meet you at the first crossroads you come to. The second will be further in. When you get to the door, use your signet ring to open it. Questions?
Where do we go from there?
The crossroads where you meet the first scout will be the rendezvous point. There you can present the shield to the lords and demonstrate the strength of Aidukan.
May the ancestors watch over you, my child.
Alright, guys. It's time to head into the deep roads. Do a diddy diddy dum diddy do. Oh, okay. I forgot to say, slight arachnophobia warning. If you're afraid of spiders, or just don't like the look of spiders, this game has a lot of it. So, maybe skip ahead to when we're no longer just walking around in the deep roads. Oh, I triggered a trap. Okay. Backstab. Ah! I'm stuck. God damn it. I triggered another trap. No! God damn it. Thank you, Gorham. Gorham helped me out there. Okay, let's loot this corpse. Get that. Do a diddy diddy dum diddy do. Look good. Let's see if we can get better. Look good. You look fine. Okay. No. But Gorham. Actually, let's just do this. Okay, let's build them from the ground up. So I'm a rogue, which means that I benefit from having lighter armor. Light or medium armor. This is all heavy, or very heavy. So we're not gonna wear those. Except this one because it's, you know, no other alternative. Now Gorham, he's a warrior, so he benefits from having heavy armor. There you go. And that sounds about right. Great. Brandon Ivo.
You made it, Commander. Did you run afoul of any darkspawn?
Some. Nothing we couldn't handle.
We didn't expect any activity in these tunnels at all. Once I finished scouting the tunnels, I hid here to avoid the darkspawn. Most tunnels are dead ends. The one we want is swarming with those fiends. It's going to be a fight.
Weren't you at the provings yesterday?
I was, indeed. Would that I had been good enough to beat you. May today's battles bring us even more glory. I'll take rear guard. Shall we move?
Yep, okay. Which means I should probably check on his outfit as well. So he's a warrior as well. Let's give him this one. Wait. This one's better. And this one's better. Although this one does have benefit. But these are medium boots, so I'm taking that. Thank you. We're switching. We're switching right now. Switching outfits real quick. You can have the heavy armor. There you go. And you can have a short bow. It's fine. 910. 1071. 918. Okay, we're good. You're not my priority right now, Franklin, but I gotta suit you up. We do also have to check out tactics. So you're gonna be aggressive. What other abilities do you have? What's this? Oh, that's a sustained thing. So, self, any, activate precise striking. What does precise striking do again? Yeah, that sounds nice. That's fine. We'll save this preset. And then Franklin Ivo does the same. Self, any, activate precise striking. And then bring this over here. Cool. Then I'm gonna be probably controlling myself quite a bit, but just in case, I'll set this up as well. And we're gonna be cautious. Or defensive. Yeah, defensive. Okay. That's for when we're not controlling the characters. They will act on those. It's basically like programming a character. Think of it that way. Okay. Another one. Attack him. Now that he's focused on someone else. And then you. There you go. Cool.
As you wish.
Loot them. Nice, we got a health. And I got booby trapped.
This should be easy enough.
We got a Darkspawn dagger, which isn't all that good. So, legal. This looks like a dead end. Oh, no, never mind. There's a tunnel. Do a diddy diddy dum diddy do. Oops, go.
You're here. I thought the Darkspawn had got you for sure.
I'm not that easy to kill.
And I'll make sure I'm behind you if we're swarmed. We want the tunnel ahead, but there are Darkspawn tracks all over it. Be careful.
Have you seen the fag door yet?
I haven't ventured more than 100 yards ahead for fear of alerting other Darkspawn. I'll follow your lead, Commander.
Okay, so we got another person. This one is also a rogue. So, you look good. You look fine. Oh, but you're a range. So, let me just take these bows back. Take this back too. Take this. Okay. You're ranged, so you can have this bow. And then for close quarters, yeah, those daggers work fine. Those boots are better, but these something good. Okay. You're good. But I need to sort out your tactics. You are gonna be an archer. Wait, what was his custom? Fuck, I didn't see it. Archer. Ranged. And when you see an enemy, attack them. Nice. And then, what was this? Here. Okay. Where do I need to go? I don't know. So let's go this way first. That's a dead end. Let's go this way first. Do a diddy diddy dum diddy do. You look good. Actually, I should lead as Gorham. Because I'm stealth, so I'm pretty slow. You look good. You looked fine. Look good, you look fine. Da 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 da. Alright, guys. Attack them. You are meant to be stealthed. The fuck? Oh, there's a ranged creature, so they probably saw me. Get him.
On it.
Okay, you should actually target ranged enemies first. Ranged or magic. There you go. And if an... Yeah, okay, that's fine. There you go. I target them, you target him, you can target him, and then you... I need to heal.
As you wish.
Okay. Move out! Get him! Get him! Get him! Okay.
I'm going to make this quick.
Okay, get him. Okay, Gorham, I need you to back me up. Stop backing him up. Back me up. And you can back him up.
Here.
There you go. I feel like Gorham needs to focus on anyone that attacks me. Attack him. Okay. And then Brandon, Ivo, and the scout can cover each other. Enemy attacking the scout, you will attack. That takes priority. Scout. Oh, that's fine. Or I could just... no, I feel like that's fine. And I can control this. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Ah, fuck. Thank you. Get that poison. Give me that healing. Since we have poison, I'm putting that in. And also, we got another, like, weapon here. That we can give to someone. Here you go. Yeah. Cool. Move out. We're moving out, peoples. Hey, here's the door.
Looks like someone beat us to the door.
This Darkspawn body is still fresh. Whoever opened the door is most likely still in there.
They had to have the signet ring to get in.
It could have been stolen. Recently, or generations back.
Or it could be an ambitious cousin out for his own glory.
We'll see soon enough.
Understood. Let's move, men.
Okay. Dwarf corpse. Do that. Ooh, fire arrows. We can give that to the scout. Here you go. Take that. Okay. Maybe I should switch to arrows. Right? If I see enemies in the distance. Yeah, that's... No, we're gonna be close quarters because they're waiting to talk.
So glad you could finally join us. We feared you'd gotten eaten by Darkspawn. Turns out the shield isn't quite as easy to retrieve as I was led to believe. I wager you know where it is, though. So maybe you tell me where it is, and I don't let my boys have a go at you before I kill you.
Oh, ew. Ew, bro. Okay, the shield's a metaphor. It's in all of us.
Oh, she's a funny one. Just what I needed. Now kill these idiots.
Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh-uh. Okay, hold on. I need tactical view for this. I need a tactical view for this. Because I see something. That's a Dwarven corpse. But I see... Oh, that's like a barrel. Never mind. So we got 2 ranged. Yeah, I'm getting you. First and foremost. Sorry about that, bro. But I'm getting you first and foremost. I'm going over here. Oops, I didn't mean to select 2 people at once. Okay, you knocked him down. Thank you, Franklin. I always think his name is Franklin, but it's not. It's Franklin. Get him. Get him. Get him. Get him. Oh, get him.
You're in for a world of hurt.
Okay, get behind him. So you can backstab him. Oh, fuck. Fuck.
You're in trouble now.
You had it coming. I'm bad.
Daze him. Get behind him. God damn it.
Only one shot.
You took too long. Heal. Use your death root. Use your death root. Okay, you're not gonna use the death root. Oh, you did. Nice. There's a mercenary over there. God damn it! I triggered a trap. Stop shooting ballistas, you fucker!
We will prevail.
Get me out of this trap! Okay, they got it. So we can loot all these fuckers.
Signet ring. I guess that's how they got in here.
It's Treants.
The ring is Treants. That means he...
My brother has been sloppy this time.
It would have been a major victory to get the shield first, but he showed his hand and failed. The first way we can hurt him is to find that shield ourselves.
My thoughts exactly.
You have your orders, boys.
That.
As you wish.
That. We're getting all the good loot. All the good loot. We're getting that. Hell yeah. You even got a rune out of this shit. Ballista bolts. Oops. 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 Where's the stairs? There you go. Ooh, a charred corpse. Free food. It's wild. Okay, before we continue, let me just sort out armors and shit. Give me a second. I'm pausing the recording. Getting everyone dressed. Let's get this shield, bro.
This is the room. How do we get the shield?
Look around. There must be a clue.
You two, see if you can spot anything. It seems some of these tiles are different from the others.
Time for a little stealth.
Move here. Move here. You move here. I don't need stealth. There's an indentation here that seems to match the Aeducan signet ring perfectly. Press your signet ring against the indentation. The lid of the sarcophagus slides away, revealing a small hollow that contains the shield of Aeducan. Nice.
That's it. We've got it.
Doesn't look like much. The skill of our crafters has come far since then. But still, the shield of Aeducan.
The strength of Aeducan is in this shield.
I can feel it. It's inspirational.
You say so. It's just a shield.
Enough talk. Where's the rendezvous point?
Back in the direction we came from, at the crossroads.
To the crossroads.
To the crossroads! Okay.
Did you hear? Darkspawn.
Okay. We got 3 range, 1 melee.
Those mercenaries.
Get over here. Get over here.
This one's mine.
Oh. Nice, I leveled up. Get over here.
Right.
Can I get behind you? Yes, I can. Yep. Nice. Now, let's all gang up on the Black Wolf. Ooh, and I leveled up. So, we're putting 1 into strength, 1 into magic, and 1 into constitution. What I like to do, is every level up, I put 1 point into my strongest, and then the next level up, I put 1 point into my weakest. Unless, of course, I'm level 7, which level 7 is when you unlock a specialization. From then on, I like to focus on just 2 at a time instead of 3 at a time. So the reason I'm doing this is because strength plays a pretty big role in rogues. Not as much as dexterity or cunning, but it does play a pretty big role. Basically, like, how accurate are you? Dexterity is more so like how swift are you, how quickly can you do your next hit, and also how good you are at dodging. Willpower has more so to do with mana if you're a mage, or stamina if you're a warrior or rogue. Magic, if you're a warrior or rogue, has more so to do how immune you are, how resistant you are to magic spells, as well as how well your potions, like healing potions, work on you. Cunning has more so to do with, like, what's it called? Conversation and lock picking. And then constitution is obviously health, right? So that's why I like to focus, for the first 7 levels, those main 3 first, and like try to balance it out a little bit. But yeah, I'm gonna do trap making. Yeah, trap making. And then let's do dual striking. Or you know what? Dual weapon sweep is a good one for AoE. Last time I played this, I played as a warrior. So if you see me rushing into battle, that's just, warrior instincts. When I played my evil run, which is like, you can consider like my full genocide run. It's wild how evil you can be in this game. I mean, you've probably already seen some of the options, very cruel options. Like, you can be a very bloodthirsty noble. So yeah, you can just imagine how it was as like a human noble, evil run. It was wild. It's very like off with your heads kind of vibes. It's great. You could be like really, really savage with everyone. Honestly, you can kill your companions. It's wild. It's wild. You can go the whole 9. Taking a look, but I haven't really gotten anything for like crafting stuff. So makes sense that there's no options available. Okay. Oh.
By the stone, it's Trian.
That's a glitch.
It must have been a darkspawn attack.
Trian's supposed to be there, dead.
No bites, no scratches, no mutilation.
We need to warn my father.
Someone's coming.
Girl, step away from the corpse that's supposed to be there. There's definitely a corpse there. There it is. There he is. Girl!
Hurry, Father, before it's too...
By all the ancestors, what has happened here?
It seems we weren't fast enough. Balin was right.
My daughter, tell me this isn't what it looks like.
We got here just a moment ago.
Just long enough to slay Trian.
My lady is innocent.
Sir Gorham, your loyalty makes you a useless witness. It falls to others to tell the story. You, Scout, what happened here?
Trian and his men were here early. It seems they'd done battle with the Darkspawn. Lady Iduken came up to them, all friendly-like, but when we got close, she ordered us to attack.
That's a lie.
Then we shall discover the truth.
Frandlin Ivo, you are a good and noble man. Did the scout speak the truth?
He did, my lord. It was terrible. Prince Trian didn't stand a chance. Afterward, my lady stripped his signet ring.
You treacherous bastard!
Silence, Gorham. Do you have anything else to say, my daughter?
It's Balin. He's behind all this.
The Assembly will see through you. Everyone knows I was Trian's faithful second.
Bind her. She will be judged before the Assembly. To Orzammar.
Exile. Here we are. Closed. Stripped of my noble cast.
10 minutes, sir. Orders and all. You understand?
Of course. Leave us alone, will you please?
Yes, sir.
My lady. I would have come sooner had they allowed it. How are you?
Trian is dead. How do you think I am?
I understand. It's going to get worse, though. Balin has taken Trian's place in the Assembly. He introduced a motion to condemn you immediately, and it easily passed. He had fully half the Assembly ready to vote on something completely against tradition and justice. He must have been making deals and alliances for months, if not years.
I'm going to kill him.
I don't know that you'll get that chance. The Assembly has already sentenced both of us.
What's going to happen to you?
My knighthood will be stripped, my name torn from my family records. But I will be allowed to attempt some sort of life on the surface. Lord Harrowmont moved for a similar exile for you, but Balin's supporters overwhelmed him. You were to be sealed in the deep roads to fight Darkspawn until you were overwhelmed and killed.
What does my father say about this?
Lord Harrowmont says the king is taken ill. He couldn't bear losing 2 of his children at once. Lord Harrowmont gave me access to see you so I could tell you this. Duncan and the Grey Wardens are still in the deep roads, in tunnels connected to those you are to be left in. If you survive long enough to find the Grey Wardens, you may be able to escape with Duncan.
The Grey Wardens would take an exile? A murderer?
The Grey Wardens don't care about a person's past. They recruit for daring, intelligence, and martial power. If you can find them, I'm sure you can join them and escape the deep roads.
How do I find the Grey Wardens?
They're down there somewhere. It's just a matter of surviving long enough to track them. I begged to go with you and fight at your side, but Balin's pet nobles wouldn't hear of it.
You're safer going to the surface.
I would give up all the safety in the world to go down this dark path with you. Our time is up. May the paragons guide your sword and the stone hold you up.
Same to you, my friend.
I will always be your man, my Lady Iduken.
He's a real one. I have played this route where you romance him, like have a brief fling with him, and it's kind of lovely too. It's cute.
Having been found guilty of fratricide by the Assembly of Orzammar, you are hereby sentenced to exile and death. Your name is from this point forward stripped from the records. You are no longer a person, nor a memory. You are to be cast into the deep roads with only sword and shield. Dare to redeem your life by fighting the enemies of Orzammar until your death. Do you have anything to say before the sentence is carried out?
I'm innocent.
I want to believe that. Look me in the eye and tell me you didn't do this. For your father's sake.
I didn't kill Trian.
I believe you. That means Balin planned this from the start. Believe me, I will spend the rest of my days making sure Balin does not profit by his deeds. Your father asked me to give these to you. This sword and shield are of fine dwarven make. Strike a blow at our enemies.
How is my father?
He is old and this tragedy has hit him hard. He will rest better now, though, knowing the truth.
Tell my father I went to a warrior's death.
I will. Open the doors and let the condemned walk through. May the stone accept you when you fall.
There I go. With my exaggeratedly long dwarven arms. I thought I put in a mod that helped make that a little bit more fortunate, but it's fine. If I can't unsee it, then neither can you guys. Okay. I can't even wield the shield. I'm not strong enough. Well, here I go. Off to my quote-unquote death. Here it is. Death and revival. Just like God intended. Ah, fuck. Spider jump scare. Get behind it. Get it. Get it. Get it. God damn it. No! This is the worst. The worst ability that freaking animals can have. Why? I hate that dogs do this. I hate when the spiders do this too. Oh! Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
It's either you or me, and it isn't going
Get
to
it,
be me.
bro. Stop. There you go. There you go. Loop. Give me that. Okay. Wear this. Wear this. There you go. Oops. No, I wanted to wear this as main, and this one is offhand. Okay. Okay, so I triggered a trap by accident. Get him.
Desperation is an ugly perfume.
This should be easy
Get him.
enough.
Switch. Get behind him. Get him.
You can do better than that.
Oh, fuck. We're outgunned, outmanned, outnumbered, outplanned. I have no health poultices. Okay. We're gonna weak heal this shit. Whittle them down. We gotta whittle them down. Which can only be done one way. One way or another. Get him. Get him! Before he gets you! There you go! Oh my god. Let's wait till my health bar goes back up. See if they left us some treasure. God damn it. Fucking... I need to raise my cunning so I can spot traps better. Bro, what do you mean? Okay. Give me that. Here. Oops. Here. And this here. Actually, I should probably move around in stealth form, shouldn't I? Hey, I got another dagger. I have no strength to wear any armor, so...
Light as a feather, silent as a
stealth.
wraith.
We'll stealth on our way through the deep roads, baby. we're almost close to leveling up. So, wait. Okay, let's go this way because it's a dead end this way. Okay, no booby traps so far. No booby traps. Loot the shit. Get that. Okay, so. Not that good. And this isn't that good either. And then everything else is just 2E. Okay. Actually, this one's fine. God damn it! Talking about not triggering traps. Gotta wait for this to unhand me. There you go.
To the shadows.
I have poorly built my rogue to start off. Great. It's fine. We'll be fine. We're gonna find Duncan. It's gonna be great. Okay, the Deep Stalkers have not sniffed me out yet. So, sneak attack. Get him, bro. Oh no! Get him. Do a little sweep. Okay, and then stun this one. Get behind it. Get it. There you go. That shield. I don't need it, but it might sell for something later on, so. Darkspawn corpse. Okay. Get behind it and attack it. Stun it. Fuck. We stunned each other. Just stay here, stunned. Get it. There you go.
Light as a feather, silent as a wraith.
This is the right. I think so. Me think so. Darkspawn. Oh, aha! I saw that trap. Okay. Sneak attack.
You're getting
There you go. Nice. Can we loot him? We can't. Give me that stuff.
To the shadows.
Thank you. Is there no trap? I see no trap. I see no trap. I'm scared. But it's fine. You got this. Get him. Bruh. Get him.
Right.
Okay. Can't do that. Get him. And then get him. Hey, decapitation. Hey, we finally got a health. We got a healing. One of these might be a dead end. So
Light as a feather, silent as a wraith.
let's go this way first.
Careful, these creatures look a mite upset.
Oh, that's a lot of Deep Stalkers. That's a lot of them. That's a lot of them. Get them one. Might have to do some crowd control here. Okay, turn around and do a dual sweep. No, I said dual. Turn around first. God damn it. skunk. Get this one. I did not save before this. You have no other choice but to survive this. Bros, heal, please. God damn it. Pray for me. Pray for me. Hopefully I won't get too set back. I am back to the beginning. I will jump back in when we're back to where I was. Speed ran through the shit real quick. And now we're back. So
to the shadows.
This is what we're gonna do. What I tried to do before, which is whittle them down. Come here. 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 Okay.
This should be easy.
Done. Come here. God damn it. Why'd you stun me? Okay, get them. Get them. We're getting them. Okay. We got the leader here, so let's stun that one. Let's go back to this one. Okay, we heal.
Only one shall stay.
There we go. No! They got me trapped in a trap. God damn it. They got me trapped in a trap, bro. Ah, that's so unfortunate. That's so unfortunate. Okay, so no whittling them down. Not a good idea. Unless... There's one. There's two. We can do it two. We can do it. No, that's three. I don't want three. Okay.
This should be easy enough.
As long as it's not the leader, it's fine. Okay. Target him. Then do a sleep. There we go. We won. Come behind them. Get it. Get it. Come on. Come on. You got it. There you go. Heal. Okay. Do that, and then you. There you go. Okay. Okay. And we gotta pull this back. Just gotta wait for us to heal up, and then we'll go for the leader. It's easy as pie. Going in. Yeah. We're getting this one. Third time's the charm, BB. Get that one. Get him. Get him.
Show me what you've done.
Come on. He's down to the last one. There we go. Now all we gotta do is just loot. Loot, 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 loot. And we got a whole bunch of shit, bro. And none of it I can wear. Because I'm scrawny as fuck. Anyway. Moving on. Let's get out of here.
To the shadows.
I should probably save. There we go. Let's get out of here. Let's live. Do a diddy diddy dum diddy do. Look good. She look fine. Look good. She look fine. Da 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 da. Duncan!
By the Maker,
It's a dwarf.
Lady
Father,
Iduka,
help!
what are you doing here alone? Where are your troops?
Can I just say, I went through the Deep Road section on Nightmare mode with hardly any armor. Pat on the back for that one. And I only died 2 times? I rock. I am Lady Idukan no longer.
Ah, you have been made to walk the deep roads, then.
You mean you were exiled? What happened?
I do not think matters of dwarven honor are any business of ours. You need not answer, friend.
I was unjustly accused of a crime.
I see. The brutal intrigue of the Dwarven court continues, then. Your father intimated as much. There is no reason for you to walk these deep roads and die for something you did not do. You've already proven yourself both resourceful and skilled, and I would expect nothing less from an Idukan. I've been searching for those with your level of ability. Your exploits in the deep roads set you apart. As leader of the Grey Wardens in Ferelden, I would like to formally invite you to join our order.
I would be honored.
Then welcome. We leave immediately for Ostagar to join with the human forces facing the Darkspawn hordes led by King Caelan. Stay close. There are still Darkspawn on every corner.
Guys, we finished our origin story! After this cutscene, it'll be the end of the video. But so exciting!
We will be traveling south through the hinterlands to the ruin of Ostagar, on the edges of the Korcari Wilds. The Tevinter Imperium built Ostagar long ago to prevent the Wilders from invading the northern lowlands. It's fitting we make our stand here, even if we face a different foe within that forest. The King's forces have clashed with the Darkspawn several times, but here is where the bulk of the Horde will show itself. There are only a few Grey Wardens within Ferelden at the moment, but all of us are here. This blight must be stopped, here and now. If it spreads to the north, Ferelden will fall.
Ho there, Duncan.
King Caelan. I didn't expect a
royal welcome? I was beginning to worry you'd miss all the fun.
Not if I could help it, Your Majesty.
Then I'll have the mighty Duncan at my side in battle after all. Glorious. The other wardens told me you'd found a promising recruit. I take it this is she?
Allow me to introduce you, Your Majesty.
There's no need to be so formal, Duncan. We'll be shedding blood together after all. Ho there, friend. Might I know your name? Pleased to meet you. The Grey Wardens are desperate to bolster their numbers, and I, for one, am glad to help them. It's good to see one of the honorable stout folk outside Orzammar.
You must not have met many members of the noble caste.
Sounds like there's a story behind that. You must regale me with it sometime.
Don't you have a battle to fight first?
I meant after we defeat the Blight, of course. I doubt Loghain will give me a moment's rest until then. I've been to Orzammar. King Endrin invited my father to a grand proving long ago. How does Endrin fare these days?
I'm his daughter, and he was fine when I last saw him.
Well, it seems your story may be even more interesting than I suspected. Allow me to be the first to welcome you to Ostagar. The Wardens will benefit greatly with you in their ranks.
You're too kind.
I'm sorry to cut this short, but I should return to my tent. Loghain waits eagerly to bore me with his strategies.
Your uncle sends his greetings and reminds you that Redcliffe forces could be here in less than a week.
Ha! Eamon just wants in on the glory. We've won 3 battles against these monsters, and tomorrow should be no different.
Things are going so well.
I'm not even sure this is a true blight. There are plenty of Darkspawn on the field, but alas, we've seen no sign of an archdemon.
Disappointed, Your Majesty?
I'd hoped for a war like in the tales. A king riding with the fabled Grey Wardens against a tainted god. But I suppose this will have to do. I must go before Loghain sends out a search party. Farewell, Grey Wardens.
What the king said is true. They've won several battles against the Darkspawn here.
He didn't seem to take the Darkspawn very seriously.
True. Despite the victory so far, the Darkspawn horde grows larger with each passing day. By now, they look to outnumber us. I know there is an archdemon behind this, but I cannot ask the king to act solely on my feeling.
Why not? He seems to regard the Grey Wardens highly.
Yet not enough to wait for reinforcements from the Grey Wardens of Orlais. He believes our legend alone makes him invulnerable. Our numbers in Ferelden are too few. We must do what we can, and look to Teyrn Loghain to make up the difference. To that end, we should proceed with the joining ritual without delay.
Meal might be nice first.
I agree. We have until nightfall to begin the ritual. Every recruit must go through a secret ritual we call the joining in order to become a Grey Warden. The ritual is brief, but some preparation is required. We must begin soon. No, there are 2 other recruits here already. They have been waiting for us to arrive.
Ritual so secret.
The joining is dangerous. I cannot speak more of it except to say that you will learn all in good time. Until then, you must trust that what is done is necessary.
What do you need?
Feel free to explore the camp here as you wish. All I ask is that you do not leave it for the time being. There is another Grey Warden in the camp by the name of Alistair. When you're ready, seek him out and tell him it's time to summon the other recruits. Until then, I have business I must attend to. You may find me at the Grey Warden tent on the other side of this bridge, should you need to.
Kinslayer achievement unlocked, and I have leveled up, and I got a whole bunch of achievements too. We're gonna boost up our strength so we can hopefully be able to get. Okay, either I get this or I get deft hands. Let's do this one for spotting traps. What was I gonna say? Fuck. Oh yeah, I'll be able to equip my armor, at least. Some of it. Nope. Okay, that's fine. Anyway, before we finish, let's do a quick read of Codex entries that we got stacked up. So, Archdemon. In darkness eternal they searched for those who had goaded them on, until at last they found their prize, their god, their betrayer, the sleeping dragon Dumont. Their taint twisted even the false god, and the whisperer awoke at last in pain and horror, and led them to wreak havoc upon all the nations of the world. The first blight. Excerpt from Threnodies 8:7. This is the Chantry's Bible, by the way. Not Threnodies, but this is an excerpt from the Chantry's book. The false dragon gods of the Tevinter Imperium lie buried deep within the earth, where they have been imprisoned since the Maker cast them down. No one knows what it is that drives the Darkspawn in their relentless search for the sleeping old gods. Perhaps it is instinct, as moths will fly into torch flames. Perhaps there is some remnant of desire for vengeance upon the ones who goaded the Magisters to assault heaven. Whatever the reason, when Darkspawn find one of these ancient dragons, it is immediately afflicted by the taint. It awakens twisted and corrupted, and leads the Darkspawn into a full-scale invasion of the land, a blight. So, reminder of the intro, when Duncan talks about how the first blight, as told by the Chantry, is when the Magisters of the Tevinter Imperium, led by their old gods, who are dragons, ancient dragons, whispered to by their old gods, were led to the center of the Fade, where the kingdom of the Maker resides. And with their sin, corrupted the Maker's kingdom and corrupted themselves, and they were cast down as the first Darkspawn, right? So basically, whenever there is no blight, that means that there is no archdemon or old god awakened, right? It's just the Darkspawn. The Darkspawn are always there, but they're mindless hordes, right? And they're seeking an old god. When they find one, they awaken, and they basically are able to control the masses into an army, a unified army, which is what is considered the Blight, right? Deepstalker, which is the little like worm on two legs animals that we were fighting. A fool trusts his eyes. A wise man fears every rock is a deep stalker. Dwarven saying. Possibly the strangest of all the creatures found in the deep road is the deep stalker. Tespedam, as the dwarves call them, hunt in packs, generally by burrowing underground and then striking when their prey is in their midst. Stalkers come in several types. Spitters have venom glands and can spit secretions that slow or injure their prey. Jumpers hurl themselves at their targets, knocking them down and making the kill easier. The most common variety scares its prey, leaving the unfortunate victim helpless against the rest of the pack. Genlock. These are the most common darkspawn in the underground, stocky and tough. Genlocks are notoriously difficult to kill, even by magic. The alpha Genlocks. In any group of Genlocks, there's usually one who is dominant, as the tallest, strongest, and smartest of their kind. Alphas serve as a sort of commander, directing or bullying the others in command. Ghoul. What the Blight does not destroy, it corrupts. Any creature infected with the Darkspawn taint that does not have the good fortune to die outright becomes a ghoul, a twisted shadow of itself. The name originally comes from men, whether human, dwarves, or elven, who became tainted, usually while being held as captive food source by the Darkspawn. They would turn cannibal, preying on other captives, slaves to the will of the archdemon, driven mad by pain. During a blight, the corruption of the Darkspawn spreads through the wilder areas of Thedas and infects the animals found there. This produces grotesque enraged bears called Beariscarn, as well as blight wolves. Fortunately, ghouls rarely survive their corruption for long. So, basically, Darkspawn eat humanoids. So, human, dwarves, and elven. They eat that kind of untainted meat, right? But if you become taint from exposure to Darkspawn blood or just Darkspawns eating on you, saliva, whatever, right? You will eventually become a ghoul, but you'll still be like yourself. You'll just be like delirious from the corruption, and then you'll die. Which does raise the question that is answered in this game: how are Darkspawn produced? Like, if you becoming corrupted by Darkspawn does not make you a Darkspawn, then how are Darkspawn created? Also, it does kind of make a bit of a loophole in the Chantry lore of like Magisters being Darkspawn because they got corrupted by their own sin. I guess they being the original Darkspawn makes them exempt from this, but you know, I'm obviously like, this is not spoilery. This is me doing conjecture, but limiting myself to the knowledge of this game, because I know, obviously, knowledge from later games and whatnot, but this is me trying to put myself in your guys' shoes if you guys are first-time viewers. But anyway, if the Magisters are like the original sin and they got corrupted from their own sin, right? Then how does that make sense? Because like Darkspawn are not made Because a ghoul would then turn into a darkspawn, but a ghoul doesn't turn into a darkspawn. They die, right? So how did that work with magisters? I feel like that's like a little bit of an oversight on the Chantry's interpretation of how darkspawn were made. Anyway, giant spiders tend to appear in old ruins and other places where the veil has become thin because of magical disturbances. First mention of the veil, take a shot. Or a great number of deaths. In such places, spirits and demons pass into the world of the living and attempt to take control over living beings, spiders among them. Not all scholars accept this explanation for the presence of these beasts, however. Some claim that the thinning veil allows magic to quote-unquote leak from the Fade. Fade and the veil, by the way, they're the same thing. Tainting such creatures as these spiders to transform into larger and more potent creatures than they ever would become naturally. While such spiders are known to possess powerful poisons and the ability to fling their web at opponents in combat, studies of them have been few, and the full range of their abilities are unknown. So, yeah. Culture and history. The castes. Visitors to Orzammar should keep in mind that the hierarchies of Dwarven society are much more complex than our own. It is easy to gravely insult a man simply by mistaking his position. Since this can lead to unnecessary loss of life and limbs, I will attempt to mitigate the danger for my fellow travelers. The society of Orzammar is divided into nobles, warriors, smiths, artisans, miners, merchants, and servants. Now, you are undoubtedly saying to yourself, we have all those divisions among our own people. This is a dangerous misconception. Certainly, we do have nobility, artisans, merchants, and these positions are largely inherited from our parents. However, the younger children of noblemen often choose to be artisans or soldiers. The sons of merchants may join the army or become servants or apprentice themselves to a craftsman. This is all freely chosen, limited perhaps by the circumstances of birth, but still chosen. What is a matter of choice for most human folk is dictated entirely by birth for dwarves. No one may become a smith who was not born into the smith caste, or born to smith caste parents. A servant who marries a noblewoman will never be a noble himself. And although his daughters would be nobles, his sons would be servants, for daughters inherit the caste of their mother, and sons inherit the caste of their father. Deep roads. There isn't a dwarf alive who remembers the deep roads as they once were. They were the network of tunnels that joined the Thaigs together. To be honest, it isn't even right to give them such a simple term as tunnels. They are works of art with centuries of planning demonstrated in the geometry of their walls, with the statues of the paragons that watch over travelers, with the flow of lava that keeps the deep roads lit and warm. The cloud gazers up on the surface talk of the imperial highway built by the magisters of old, a raised walkway that crossed thousands of miles, something that could only have been built by magic. Perhaps it is comparable to the deep roads, although we dwarves didn't need magic. I suppose it doesn't matter anymore. The Darkspawn rule the deep roads now. When Orzammar sealed off the entrances to the deep roads, abandoning everything that lay out there, we handed over the kingdom that was to those black bastards forever. Not in the way you think. Black bastards in the terms that referring to Darkspawn. To think that there are Genlocks crawling all over Bonamar now, tearing down our statues and defiling our greatest works. Corruption covers everything we built out there. Every dwarf who goes out and comes back says that it gets worse with each passing year. The foulness spreads a little further. And the cloud gazers think the Darkspawn are gone just because they aren't spilling out onto the surface? Huh. One day, when Orzammar is gone for good, they'll find out differently. Those Darkspawn won't have anywhere else to go but up, and they'll do it. The surface folk will have themselves a blight that will never end. Transcript of a conversation with a member of the Dwarven mining caste on 890 Blessed. So something you should know, and this is in a codex entry as well, but time is measured by the century, right? So every century is given a name. So 8 is the blessed century, right? And the 8th century ends when we reach 100, right? So this is the 90th year within the 8th century, okay? So basically it's the year 890. Think of it that way. The age, right? The age, every 100 year is an age, and the 8th 800 year is the blessed age, right? So that means that we are currently living in the dragon age. We're living in the 900 mark. So the 9th century is called the Dragon Age. So there you go. I don't remember what point in the Dragon Age. I think it's 920 Dragon. I think that's the date right now. Something like that. Anyway, Orzammar History Chapter 2. We were losing the war against the Darkspawn, slowly, a few men at a time, but losing all the same. The warrior caste was dwindling with each generation as more able-bodied men perished in their prime without fathering sons. With each generation, more of the deep roads had to be sealed. More Thaigs were lost forever. The kings of Orzammar watched and wondered how long it would be until nothing remained of our people but the memories. And then Paragon Caridin arose from the smith caste with a new weapon, golems, giant soldiers of living stone and metal. Each one was an army. With the Paragon's golems, we began to retake the lands we had lost. For a while, there was hope that victory, final victory, was coming. But at the height of the war, Paragon Caridin disappeared, and with him, the means to make golems. Several forays were made into the deep roads to search for the Paragon, but nothing was ever found. Over time, the golems we had were damaged beyond repair, and we began our slide once again towards extinction. Orzammar is a kingdom, as told by Shaper Zibor. This Shaper Zibor is the one that we encountered in front of our palace, whose name I did not remember at the time, but I tried my best. The Grey Wardens. The first blight had already raged for 90 years. The world was in chaos. A god had risen, twisted and corrupted. Who you may remember is Dumat. Dumat is the first old god that rose, as mentioned in the previous codex entry. The remaining gods of Tevinter were silent, withdrawn. What writing we have recovered from those times is filled with despair, for everyone believed, from the greatest archons to the lowliest slaves, that the world was coming to an end. At Weishaupt Fortress, in the desolate Anderfels, a meeting transpired. Soldiers of the Imperium, seasoned veterans who had known nothing their entire lifetimes except hopeless war, came together. When they left Weishaupt, by the way, Weishaupt Fortress is in the Anderfels. I mentioned this kingdom briefly when I was talking about the geography of Thedas. Anyway, when they left Weishaupt, they had renounced their oaths to the Imperium. They were soldiers no longer. They were Grey Wardens. The Wardens began an aggressive campaign against the Blight, striking back against the Darkspawn, reclaiming lands given up for lost. The Blight was far from over, but their victories brought notice, and soon they received aid from every nation in Thedas. They grew in number as well as reputation. Finally, in the year 992 of the Tevinter Imperium, upon the Silent Plains, they met the archdemon Dumont in battle. A third of all the armies of northern Thedas were lost to the fighting, but Dumont fell and the Darkspawn fled back underground. Even that was not the end. The Imperium once revered, this is important, the Imperium once revered 7 gods: Dumont, Zazikel, Toth, Andoril, Razikale, Lusicon, and Thermiel. 4 have risen as archdemons, and the Grey Wardens have kept watch through the ages, well aware that peace is fleeting, and that their war continues until the last of the dragon gods is gone. From Ferelden Folklore and History by Sister Petrine at Chantry Scholar. So, 2 things of importance here. Number 1, mentioned the year 992, right? So, as I said before, time is measured by each age having a name. So they say the age number, like the number of century, and then the last 2 digits, how many years it has been into that age. Like 890 Blessed Age, or 920 Dragon Age, for example, right? However, this system, this calendar system, was implemented by the Chantry, but the Chantry didn't always exist. As we're reading right now, the Tevinter Imperium had their own widely used religion that basically worshipped 7 gods, 7 dragon gods. So before the Chantry established that calendar system, there was the regular number count. So when you have instances like this where they refer to the year as 992, year 992, that means that it's the year 992 since the first established kingdoms, but before the Chantry was established. I believe the Chantry was established in the year 1000 or something like that. There's a codex entry, I don't remember very well, but there's a codex entry that talks about that. What year into the Tevinter Imperium's reign, because they were very much like the Roman Empire, where they colonized a big chunk of Thedas, if not all of Thedas at one point. But what point in the Tevinter Imperium's reign did the Chantry first establish itself, right? Anyway, that's the number 1 point I wanted to point out. Number 2, 7 gods that the Tevinter Imperium once revered, and those 7 gods have been leading the Blights. As of right now, we have had only 4 Blights, which means that we have 3 more left to go. 2 more if you don't want to count this one, because this one is a possible Blight. The question is, where is the Archdemon? The Archdemon has not been spotted, and until it is spotted, it is not confirmed a Blight, right? But, yeah. Possibly 5, but so far confirmed 4, which means we have 3 more left to go. Possibly 2 if we don't want to count this one once it's if it's confirmed. But anyway, Korcari Wilds, which is where we are right now. It is said that in the midst of the Black Age, when werewolves stalked the lands of Ferelden in numbers that kept every farmholder indoors, and a hound on every doorstep, a powerful Arl of the Alamari people stood and declared that he would put an end to the threat. His Arling stood on the border of the dark forest on the southern border of the Ferelden Valley, and he claimed that the werewolves used the forest to launch their midnight assault on humanity. For 20 years, this Arl led an army of warriors and hounds deep into the forest in his hunt for the werewolves. He slew not only every wolf he came upon, but also every member of the chastened Wilderfolk. Any one of them, he said, could harbor a demon inside and thus be a werewolf in disguise. For 20 years, the forest rang with the screams and the rivers ran red. The tales say that an old chastened woman found her sons all dead at the Arl's blades. She pulled one of those very blades from one son's heart and plunged it into her own chest, cursing the Arl's name as she did so. Where her blood touched the ground, a mist began to rise. It spread and spread until it was everywhere in the forest. The Arl's army became lost, and it is said that they died there. Others say they wander still. The ruins of his Arling stand to this day, filled with the ghosts of women waiting eternally for their husbands to return. The forest of the legend is, of course, the Korkari Wilds. There are as many legends about the great southern forest as there are shadows, or so the saying goes. The chastened Wilderfolk have made their home there since mankind first came to these lands, and the wild lands spread as far into the south as anyone has ventured. Beyond the mists are vast tracts of snow, white-capped mountains, and entire fields of ice. It is a land too cold for mankind to survive, yet the chastened eke out an existence even there, and they tell of horrors beyond the wilds that the lowland folk could not begin to comprehend. To most, Ferelden simply ends with the Korkari Wilds. There is nothing beyond. The Wilds is a land of great trees, wet marshes, and dangerous monsters. What more need be said? From Land of the Wilders by Mother Alis, Chantry Scholar. 918 Dragon Age! There you go! Confirmed that this is the Dragon Age. So, there are two types of tribes. There's the Alamari and Chastened tribes. The Alamari are, think of them as like Viking people. You know how when Vikings were being settled in Europe, there were different tribes. Okay. So, number one, it is conjectured, it is theorized that humans came from somewhere to the continent of Thedas. So, humans are not native to Thedas. As it is briefly mentioned in this codex, since mankind first came to these lands, it is not like, oh, since we were settling or whatever. It's like conjectured that we came from another place and settled in Thedas, right? When we settled in Thedas, there were many tribes, right? Much like the Vikings, there were many tribes when they settled in Europe. And there was the Alamari and the Chastened. From the Alamari is where not every kingdom, but a lot of the southern kingdom comes from. So the Alamari basically established themselves in the lowlands and the valleys, all of that. The Chastened established themselves more towards the mountainous regions. So that's the difference between one and the other. And eventually the Alamari became, they started worshipping what was the Chantry literature, right? And the Chastened still have their own religions. They have a different religion that I don't think we explore this that much in this game, but we do explore it in Inquisition. So, yeah. Darkspawn. The surfacers claim that the first Darkspawn fell from heaven. They spin tales of magic and sin, but the children of the stone know better. The Darkspawn rose up out of the earth, for it was in the deep roads they first appeared. Creatures in our own likeness, armed and armored, but with no more intelligence than Tespidam, bestial and savage. If you remember, Tespidam means the stalkers, the deep stalkers. At first, they were few, easily hunted and slain by our warriors. But in the recesses of the deep roads, they grew in numbers and in courage. Our distant thighs came under attack. Now it was an army, not a few warriors, being sent to deal with the creatures. Victories still came easily, though, and we thought the threat would soon be over, but we were wrong, as told by Shaper Siebel. The Blights. My dear Annika, I would not worry about the assembly. Let the nobles sit together and argue over whose house owns the grandest thigh. It keeps them from panicking, which they would surely do otherwise, and prevents them from making a greater nuisance of themselves. War is the business of warriors. I would say that the enemy's strategy seems to be changing, but they never appeared to have a strategy before, beyond destroying everything in their path. For weeks, their numbers appeared to be dwindling. There was talk that perhaps we were getting close to wiping them out. We could not have been more wrong. For today we came upon the body of their main force. I cannot give words to it, Annika. I have never before seen so much death in one place. There were darkspawn beyond counting, and at the heart of the throng a great beast, as tall as the palace of Orzammar, with breath of fire. A paragon of darkspawn, perhaps, for they seemed to pay it deference. They were leaving, marching toward the mine shafts which lead to the surface, but I knew when I beheld them that once they have devoured what lies above us, they will be back. From the letters of Paragon A. Dugan, our great grandfather, Balin A. Dugan. Time is something you may not have much left of. Third of King Endrin's children, Balin has always been considered the last and least of his family. Trian was the undisputed heir, apparent from the moment of his birth, and Kia was not only the most accomplished, but also their father's clear favorite. Balin's most notable trait was his ability to stay out of trouble. He murdered Trian and framed Kia, eliminating both his rivals in one stroke. King Kaelin Theron. I'd hoped for a war like in the tales, a king riding with the fabled Grey Wardens against a tainted god. Son of the legendary King Merrick Theron, Kaelin was the first Ferelden king born into a land free from foreign rule in 2 generations. Since his father's death, he's held the throne alongside his queen, Honora. Duncan. Men and women from every race, warriors and mages, barbarians and kings, the Grey Warden sacrificed everything to stem the tide of darkness, and prevailed. Like many others, Duncan gave up his family name when he joined the ranks of the Wardens, a symbolic gesture of cutting ties. He might say this was a convenience in his case. However, his mother was from the Anderfells, his father from Tevinter. His childhood was spent in the Free Marches and Orlais. His people were everywhere, and his homeland was nowhere. I remembered! So, earlier I couldn't remember what kingdom Kirkwall was part of. Kirkwall is part of the Free Marches. There you go. So, the Free Marches is basically like a river across Ferelden, and it's right next to where Rivain is. Free Marches is a huge, kingdom. But yeah, anyway, just wanted to say that. He was given the almost impossible task of leading the Wardens in Ferelden, a kingdom that has thrown the order out 200 years earlier. Facing local suspicion and hostility, he set about finding recruits. This is also an important thing to note. The Grey Wardens were banned from Ferelden for 200 years, until now. Lord Pyrrell Harrowmont. Harrowmont is the one, by the way, the dwarf that believed us when we told him we were innocent. That's Harrowmont. No one is born with rights to the throne. The sitting king may recommend a successor, but the assembly ultimately decides who will rule. House Harrowmont is one of the oldest noble houses, as old as Orzammar itself. Endrin's most trusted advisor, Harrowmont is well known for being an able advisor and the author of many compromises in the ever-warring assembly. Logan MacTier. We haven't met Logan yet, but he's been mentioned in this conversation. It takes more than legends to win a battle. Logain was born a farmer during a time when his country was under foreign occupation. When he was still a boy, he joined the resistance, where his considerable tactical genius quickly became apparent. He became close friends with Prince Merrick, the last true heir of the Ferelden throne, and together they led the rebels to drive out the forces of the Orlesian Empire. Merrick raised his friend to the nobility, and Logain is now more of a symbol than a man. He represents the Ferelden ideals of hard work and independence. Many points here that we need to remember. So, Merrick, who, as mentioned before, is King Cailan Theron's father. King Cailan Theron is the son of Prince Merrick, previous King Merrick Theron, right? He's of the Theron bloodline. So, number one, important name to remember. Number two, Ferelden was previously under the occupation of the Orlesian Empire, who you may remember is the kingdom right next to Ferelden, right? So, Ferelden was previously occupied by the Orlesians, and for 2 generations, they were occupied by the Orlesians. And Prince Merrick, who was the last heir to the throne, led a rebellion with Logan McTeer as his right-hand man. Logan McTeer being the strategist, right? But he was originally a farmer boy. So, this is something between these two codex entries. King Cailan is the first Ferelden king born into a land free from foreign rule in 2 generations. Right? There you go. Important to know. Songs and books. Okay, so Trian's journal. 21 for Ventus. So for Ventus is like the month. 21 for Ventus. Noticed Gorham running around trying to get pieces of my sibling's ceremonial armor ready for the feast. Stopped him and asked him how preparations were going. He mentioned that one of the braces had a spot of tarnish on it. Was quite impressed at his dedication. He is most loyal to our family. 23 for Ventus. Was on my way to discuss the treaty with father when came across a messenger waiting in the hall. On being asked why he was loitering about the royal palace, he mumbled something about having a gift for the new commander, quote-unquote, and asked me, begged almost, to pass along some object or other to my sibling. Me, the heir to the throne of Orzammar, does not run errands for a messenger. Must have been new on the job. Had him thrown out. However, still reeling from the gall of it, learned later that Balin had told the messenger that quickest way to get things to our sibling was through me, and had made him wait until I came by. So unseemly for a prince of Orzammar to play such tricks. He needs to grow up and understand that as royalty he has responsibilities. 24 for Ventus. Found Balin's little playmate again lurking about the corridors outside his bedroom this morning. Must have been trying to steal something, or already had. But bosom seemed fuller than most decent ladies. Some jewels hidden in the bodice? Anyway, pretended not to see her. Would have been awkward otherwise. Wish Balin would keep her confined to his room, if he must have her around. Little brother is too concerned with fun and pleasure, and not serious enough about his duties as prince. Must talk to him about discipline when have time. Unfortunately, much too busy with the many tasks father has laid upon my shoulders. 26 for Ventus. Remember to send small token of gratitude to Jaelia Helmi. Alliance between Helmi and a Dugan must be kept strong. Lady Jaelia will of course accept proposal of marriage, since will be king sooner or later. Why does he write like this? But never hurts to be polite and keep the lady happy. Hear that there are some surfacers selling silks. Maybe we'll send second out for something nice. Jayla's favorite color, turquoise. 28 for Ventus. Heard about there being provings held in siblings' honor. They did not have provings for me in my first commission, and I am the heir. What is going on? Must go watch these provings. Make presence felt. Ozamar must not forget that I am to be her next king. Ultimately, I think that Trian was an asshole. Rest in peace. But he was our brother, and I think he just got too into his head about being the heir. Certain expectations were placed on him, certain promises were made to him, and that's what made him an asshole, right? But ultimately, we were also the favorite. Very noticeably, we were the favorite. And I think that's also why he was an asshole to us, specifically, because he felt that he had to upstage us, right? And that, I feel, in my heart of hearts, he's an asshole, but I do feel a little bit of pity for him. And it is unfortunate that he had to go out the way that he did. But anyway, we have finished our intro into Dragon Age Origins. This is technically like part of the intro, this map area, what we're going to play through, but I would consider this more so as Act 1. Like, our intro, which includes the tutorial, and this part of the storyline that we're going to play through next time, this is definitely like Act 1, right? Following this is going to be Act 2, and then of course, everything else in the ending is like Act 3 and whatever, right? But so far, I hope you guys have enjoyed our first little chapter in Dragon Age Origins. It is so nice coming back to play this game. I love this game, man. I love this game, and I'm so glad that I can still play it. but yeah. I'm trying to see if I can see my achievements, but I don't think so. Let's just go to the main menu, actually. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this so far. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time around.